And we're back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 Podcast, Season 18, Episode 2. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the Cloud9 Podcast, we are going to be talking about the NBA 2026 off-season and one of the biggest NBA 2026 off-season moves is in another topic. We are also going to be talking about LeBron James leaves the Los Angeles Lakers, and there's been a lot of other big moves we have to cover as well. Just a few things I wanted to make sure I mentioned to a lot of you guys is I know yesterday on the Cloud9 podcast and the MSK Show, I did not get a chance to mention this, but happy 4th of July to every single person. I know I didn't say that yesterday, but I don't really celebrate holidays. As you guys know, my job or my other job, I really just have no time to really do any of that celebrational shit. And I don't really care for holidays that much actually anyway, but I know a lot of you guys do because you have families. So happy holidays to you guys whenever it does come around. I know a lot of people loved 4th of July and always have fun celebrating it. I don't like it sometimes that much because fireworks make me angry with how much people set them off. They're still setting them off. It's like we're like 2 days out from 4th of July. And you're still setting off fireworks. What are you doing? Also, I know I said I would start doing the Cloud9 podcast on the hardcore sports network yesterday. I was gonna put it on there, the first episode of season 18, like I told Mitch, but I accidentally you set up the stream, I accidentally forgot to do it. So if you want to check out the first episode of the Cloud9 podcast's 18th season, it is on obviously my channel on Twitter and Kick. Actually, but the rest of the episodes will be here. A seasonal debut like that, so belong to me. I'm the showrunner. I'm just joking, guys. So, but no, I do want to say thank you to every single person that has watched the show, throughout the years. I know we were big on covering law esports, and I'm still trying to look for people to help me do that, but for the moment right now, we are, covering the NBA, and the other person that I talked to yesterday, we're probably going to cover the NFL games coming up very soon for this upcoming NFL season. And the NBA when it returns, obviously, in October. Because, man, people are going to understand there's long off season with traditional sports. Like, you guys remember Super Bowl ends things in the first week of February. The NFL don't come back to August or September, not counting preseasons too. So it's a long ways away when you get back to this stuff. The NBA ain't returning to the third week of October. It's like the first week or second week of October usually comes back, and that's guys, that's like 2.5 months away with no basketball, unless you're gonna watch the summer league. Which, let's be honest here, I don't know how much people really watch that actually, But Coach is here. He was gonna be here last week, but he was not feeling too good. You feeling better this week, dude?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's old body. So, you talking about your body, man. My body, just kicked out last week, and it was like, all right, you got to listen to the body, as much as you can. And
Yeah.
that's what I did. I chilled and laid around doing nothing, and you know, did my little exercises in my bed to get up on the ground, and now I'm moving.
All right. So, okay. I want to go through all the news. We'll start off with the big one. And I know a lot of people are going to want me to cover the LeBron stuff first, but I got to cover everything in order because my brain just only works on covering things in order, right? So
Hmm.
if you guys have been living under a rock, you guys remember Giannis, right? So Giannis has been linked to leaving Milwaukee for a very
Hmm.
long time at this point, right? This
Hmm.
past season, he didn't really play as many games, and at one point he got injured. He could have come back and played more. They kept him on the bench. This was also the team that was, being coached by Doc Rivers. They have Kyle Kuzma, who's ungodly terrible. I think that guy sucks. How do they want? Why and how do they want this guy on their team? Just blows my mind half the time. But Giannis, for the most part, is always linked to going somewhere else. There was even rumors he was going to go to the Knicks earlier this year when it came up with
Hmm.
the February trade deadline window, and that would have been insane if he went to the fucking Knicks. That'd be crazy. But he is now officially moving away from Milwaukee. He finally has a brand new team. It came down to two teams. It was the Miami Heat, and then it was the Boston Celtics, right? So the biggest point of the trade that a lot of people forget when they're talking about this, when people don't understand how this most of stuff works, is when it's publicly known who you are going to give up for this guy or any player, that the player finds out about that. Hey, bro, you were going to going to get traded. Jaylen Brown was part of that trade that Boston was offering to the
Mm-hmm.
Bucks to get Giannis. But after enough bidding between both of the teams and the package they wanted to structure for the
Mm-hmm.
trade, the Heat went out, and Pat Riley, he was talking all that shit after the Heat got knocked out by the Hornets. And what people are saying, there's a big asterisk to that game. If LaMelo Ball doesn't just randomly trip Adebayo, there's a good chance the Heat win that game. But nevertheless, they did lose that play-in game. They were pretty much the first team out of the playoffs when it first happened. You could tell the head coach and Pat Riley were very, very angry that they got bounced out in a match that they clearly should have won due to the unfortunate circumstance. And they're like, yeah, we need to get some big, he was talking about attracting big marquee players back to Miami. And if you have Giannis, it's not just about getting Giannis, it's an investment for the future too, to a certain extent, because he's only 32. It's not that old, right? If Giannis stays with the Heat for the next 4 years, imagine how many other players you'd want to attract to your team just because you have Giannis, though, which is a possibility, though. Just because you have him doesn't mean you're going to automatically attract him, too. Like, the Lakers are going through that, too, now. Like, the Lakers always thought, well, because we're the Lakers, we're just going to get all the big-name talent. They're going to always want to sign with us. Well, that doesn't matter. That's not the factor and key anymore like it used to be. But the Heat did end up landing Giannis, and now they have Giannis on their team, and he's finally going to be leaving Milwaukee. And thank God this happened, dude, because finally I could stop hearing about this guy leaving Milwaukee. That's all I cared about. I like watching some Heat games sometimes, but I always know watching them, it's like you're watching a pretty dirty, disgusting team who can't play the game at all. Their team is terrible. Good Lord, they couldn't rebound for shit. Watching this team for many, many games. And I'm just glad he's on a new team so I can stop hearing about this guy leaving Milwaukee. My brain can finally rest on this, But now we get into a big issue where now that Giannis has left the Bucks, is he going to finally get back into that title contending conversation that he was in back in 2021? He won with the Bucks, or 2022 or something like that. And hey, Pat was very, very open in keeping, Bam Adebayo, which, is a solid player. Bam is a solid player. Is he a championship winning player? I don't know about that, but he is a solid player. So we'll have to see what Giannis is going to be doing on the Heat. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be rainbows and sunshines now for the Heat? Because they were talking as if making these big signings were going to solve all their issues, right? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that's going to solve any of your issues. I mean, it solves having a good player issue, right? Because their team
Mm-hmm.
had Javier Jaquez and Tyler Hero, and Tyler Hero was up and down most of his time throughout the Heat. I never thought Javier Jaquez was any good, in my opinion. Actually, I thought he was actually pretty bad. I don't know how that guy got on defensive team. We're lowering the standards pretty bad if we're allowing that guy to be on an all defensive team, actually. But what did you think about the Giannis move to go
Mm.
to the Heat?
Um, I mean, I get it. I understand. I understood what was going on through the whole process. Initially, I did think it was going to be Boston, especially when you were talking about Jaylen Brown, which um, I don't know what happened completely in that trade, but he didn't end up in Boston. Thank God. Now that he's in Miami, they're a good duo, those two, but it's still a work in progress, man. It really still is a work in progress. I mean, who's really going to be your lead point guard, whatever, however you want to categorize it from there? What about shooting? Because right now, those two are really going to want to fight for the paint. It's going to be kind of like old school, where you have a center and a power forward, and that's the other thing. Who's going to be the center and who's going to be the power forward? Because you know intel that I had was that Bam doesn't want to keep playing center. Now, is Giannis going to play center? I One of those two are going to have to play center, and to be a champion, you have to know how to sacrifice. So, but again, what type of shooting is that team going to have to help them? Now, if you get shooting around them, then it elevates them in terms of their status. But right now I have them at the back end of getting into the playoffs, or maybe the play-in, in terms of how I rank them, but it's it's still a work in progress. So can they build a championship team? Yes, but who else are you going to bring to that team? And that's what I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, and this is another thing that a lot of people just kind of always, I would say, erase from their memory banks, or maybe they just don't
Hmm.
know about the situation. This also happened with Russell Westbrook when he came to
Hmm.
the Lakers. You remember how disastrous
Hmm.
that was, where
Hmm.
because there's always conflicting stories of like not even just who wanted him on the team, but like they were just confused on who was going to be in that position, who was consistently going to do it, who was going to be the power forward, the shooting guard, and all that stuff. And
Hmm.
if you don't figure that out and you don't have a concrete like, hey, this is what we're going to do, this first season with Giannis might not end up being that good. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be terrible. Like, obviously, a team with Giannis and Bam is going to be at least, I would argue, what, 10th, 8th place, at least bare minimum, right? But
Hmm.
they're not
Hmm.
trying to be in the play-ins anymore. Even though what's so weird about the play-ins is most people are just so incompetently stupid when I'm talking about this. That's the playoffs. It's not exactly the playoffs, but it is a postseason, right? Being in the play-ins means you are still in the postseason. The Heat's just not trying to do that anymore. They've been in the play-ins the last 4 years. They kind of want to not be in that because being in the play-in spot, if you're in a certain seed, it's a one and done, and they don't want to rely on that. They want to be able to have the chance to play out a full best of seven, given the chance to be in the playoffs. Actually, Giannis and Bam are the same team, in my opinion, can work, can be good, but it just depends on who's playing certain positions, right? Or who's going to be able to take a
Hmm.
back seat. That was a big problem with the Lakers when they had Russell Westbrook. It's like, I someone's got to be the star, but someone's got to also do the dirty work too. That's what it also kind of boils down to. I mean, the Heat have a few other players that I know that are pretty decent, but then again, are those players going to come up and have a good season too? Because the Heat's been it's so up and down with they and it's not even coaching too. So I don't even believe they need to even remove their coach. It's mostly off the fact of what kind of culture are you setting. And keep in mind,
Hmm.
people have even brought this up. Is Bam and Giannis even going to get along? That's another thing too. There could be a world where they don't even get along, and they just
Hmm.
and maybe you bench one of them, maybe you start one or the other. Who they're going to play the ball through consistently? Because Bam is going to want the ball played through him. Giannis is going to want the ball played through him. How's this going to work? Right? It's like, yeah, getting him is good, but like now, what do you do with them? Is where it kind of boils down to.
Hmm. Hmm. No, you're right about that. More than likely, it's going to go through Giannis initially until they, figure out, how to play with each other on the basketball court. So, but it again, like I said, it's going to be interesting. It's a work in progress. Arku, I see you when you said about Demar possibly going over there, but yeah, he's a good player, but he's not an outside threat in my mind. That's what I look at when I think about shooters. He's great in the mid range. I don't take that away from him. But if he could, be even more deadly from the 3-point line, then it could help them if he ends up there. And that's the biggest thing. You want to have in this day and age 3-point shooters. You want to be able to um, um, attack the paint, but you also want to be able to have guys on the outside who you can kick it to hit those open 3-point shots. And um, that's my biggest concern with Miami, their outside shooting.
Yeah, because this past season they went 43-39. They had some pretty weird off records. They have let me look at some of the other players they have right here because if they're able to unlock some of these other guys, doesn't look like it was going to be that bad. But it just depends on who else is here to play through Giannis and Bam. I mean, if most of the culture is through Bam, well, Giannis coming in as the new guy is like, okay, well, I'm running things now. Well, I run things. God damn it. Well, we'll see how a lot of it goes. I mean, they do have Davian Mitchell still. Not bad. Not a bad player at all. You still have a few of the other guys. It's like we will see how it works. But when people are saying like, well, they're an automatic title contender, it's like, oh god, can we please every time? You guys know how many seasons this has been said where a big player like Giannis goes to another team, and then the other player, then all the people on like ESPN are like, man, that's a title contender. It's like we have to watch them play first. I get it. We all make predictions. I get it, but Let's actually see them play first, and let's see how they work together first. So moving on from the Giannis saga, which is over. I think the Bucks, they got Tyler Herro and Javier Jaquez, and it's like, well, I mean, the Bucks are irrelevant anyways. As you guys can see, even when they had Giannis, the Bucks this season were 11th. They went, oh god, fucking hell, oh shit. They're so ass. 32-50. If I had a 32-50 season, all y'all getting the fuck out of my face. You better not be on my team. 32-50. We are might go play with your dolls or something if we're going 32-50 on my team. But no, the Bucks now. Some of their, I don't know. Yeah, they still have Kyle Kuzma, guys. This guy's not good. I don't know why people think this guy's some hidden talent. I think he sucks ass, honestly. But, what do I know? I'm just a genius, rich billionaire guy. All right. Another move that shook up the NBA. LaMelo Ball, the crazy light-skinned black guy, drives crazy and talks crazy. Is going to the Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards, actually. The Hornets, who've been also pretty much largely irrelevant for pretty much most of my life. It's like one of their few decent seasons, right? They made the play-ins. This fucking disgusting, dirty playing bastard tripped Bam intentionally, in my opinion. I watched the game. I saw him do it. He can say whatever he wants. You know what's the weirdest thing he said after this dude? It wasn't the fact that what he did was wrong. What ended up happening was that this guy was like, yeah, man, I kind of waited for him to get out of the shower. It's like, dude, don't, oh God. That just sounds so weird. Remember what he said in the press conference? He was like, yeah, I was trying to apologize to Bam. I was waiting for him to get out of the shower. It's like, don't say you're waiting for a guy to get out of the shower. Apologize to him. I'm just pointing out. That could kind of come off a little weird. A little weird, Yeah, I was waiting for him to be all lathered up and wet.
Y'all take it there, man. Yeah, y'all need to stop, man, because you got to understand the context. I mean, he said, I was waiting to apologize to him. He was in the shower, so I'm waiting. And
yeah,
obviously he's saying,
I'm just making a joke. Yeah.
No, I know, but I get it all the time. I mean, my other shows, guys come in and want to say pause. And I always tell them in my shows, when I'm hosting, it's a no pause zone. I mean, you just got to understand the context. If you want to take it to that level, spectrum, then that's you. But
the Hornets, they finally get a taste of, I guess, some little minuscule of playoff success because they've never had pretty much anything, right? What's crazy because what's crazy is they lost to one. They beat one of the Florida teams and then lost to the other Florida team. Fucking crazy. So after he intentionally injures Bam and they beat the Heat, fuck this guy for life. Actually, he's just a piece of shit. They lose to Orlando, as they should. They got completely fisted by Orlando, just complete fist to ass, like mega no pause, just no lube, full Diddy. Hornets were like, wow, you are not a star. Get the fuck out of my org. Not fine. But the thing is, I don't think the Timberwolves are bad. I think the Timberwolves are a team, as I've always said, are a team that just likes to sandbag the regular season because they're not a bad team. But the problem with the Timberwolves always boils down to, is Anthony Edwards going to bring them over the finish line? Because he can. They have been to the Western Conference Finals. They've beaten the third seed back-to-back years. They beat the Lakers last year. They beat the Nuggets this year. Dominant fashion. It's not even like a 6 seed upsetting where like the third seed is just underperforming. No, they've dominantly beaten the third seed back-to-back years. Western Conference Finals. They had Rudy Gobert. He had a nice, really good series against Jokic. Like, is this the move to really make them that much better? I don't know. Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball on the same team? I don't know if you guys know that about these guys' personalities. I mean, maybe given their personalities, they might actually mesh very well together. Who knows, honestly? I don't know. This is such a weird move. It's not horrible, but it's like, huh? You're just like, your head scratching, like, that's the guy you think you need on your team to make you better? Huh?
Well, I here's the thing. Because you're right about Anthony Edwards getting them over the top, but you need help getting there. And LaMelo Ball is a very good point guard in the NBA. Forget. I'm not even going to talk about his off the court.
Yeah, just in the game, he's actually good.
He's good.
Yeah.
He will help Anthony Edwards' game, whether as a facilitator, setting him up, getting the ball in the right positions for him, or as a contributing scorer. because LaMelo Ball can score. So it's he can hit those deep threes sometimes. He can set you up. You open up the lane. He knows how to
Mhm.
get feet into the paint and then kick the ball to the open shooters. And you know what? Even some at times, if you ran a pick and roll with those two, and I know normally you run pick and roll with a guard and a big, but you can also run a bit pick and roll with two guards where how are they going to defend that? Are they going to switch it? Are they going to fight through?
Mhm.
If they, with LaMelo Ball, if he has the ball, are they going to go under? And if he's shooting hot, if you go under and he goes over the top, shooting, start getting those threes, then you fight over the top. Now he can attack the paint. Anthony Edwards now can roll to the rim. You can give him an alley oop. There's different ways to play
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
these two to play well on the
It,
court.
so you're basically saying having LaMelo Ball gives him a lot more flexibility now to how to
Hmm.
shoot the ball, which is not bad. I think.
Hmm.
But then again, to be fair, they. What do you think really hinders them? Because they're such a weird. They've always been a weird team. Like it feels like they have what it takes to win, but it just for some
Hmm.
reason they get to like this hurdle they can't get over sometimes.
They
And
don't
some of their
have that. They don't have that true number two. That's what LaMelo Ball is. If you think about it, you had prior to him, you had Julius Randle. Julius
who's now
Randle,
going to the Nets. Yeah,
as
yeah.
a Knicks fan, I can tell you, Julius
Julius
Randle is
Randle's good.
good,
Yeah.
but he's also very ball dominant. You talk about time in times personalities. He can have that personality on the court, and then at times he disappears.
Mhm.
Again, those are the things that you look at. If you look at when Ant Edwards has been there, who has been the clear cut number two with him during his time there? Even when they got to the Western Conference Finals, who was the number two?
Yeah.
And then that it to me has been
Yeah,
a
because
factor.
I see what you're saying because Anthony Edwards, even though he is their star, people understand it's you need at some point a little bit of help. Like even Webbiana, like you had Stefan Castle, it's still helping him through most of the team. Even though De'Aaron Fox kind of disappeared in
Mhm,
some of the games in plus, you still at least had Stefan Castle there for most of it, helping them get to the finals actually. And with Anthony Edwards, like you said, he himself is actually very good, but as before, Julius Randle can be very good. Problem here is he's really inconsistent. Rudy Gobert can guard, can be a very good defensive player, but can be very inconsistent. Then you have a
mhm,
few of these other guys who did come alive in the Nuggets series they had, but the next series against the Spurs, they just disappeared like my dad. It's so
mhm.
weird. Like they it's not that they even have horrible players. It's like they what is with it? Maybe it's a coaching thing. Like a player is really good against a certain team, multiple teams, but in just when it gets to a certain point where you have to get to the final destination, they just kind of crumble constantly. Like I don't really know how because it's not like they're making bad moves with players. It's not like they're even coached that bad. It's like something is with the players that doesn't allow themselves to unlock to get past that finish line, and they keep disappearing though. And I imagine for Anthony Edwards, that's pretty frustrating. Like we don't have a bad team. We're beating third seeds. We're making it competitive against second seeds. What are we doing wrong? Like it's
It
frustrating, right?
it goes back to what I just said. I mean, the opposition, what do they do now? If you know that they don't have any additional help for him, they have started triple teaming him, which
Yeah, that makes
gets
him
his frustration.
uncomfortable. He can't shoot properly. Yeah.
And that's why I said it's having that number two that can help take the pressure off. I mean, LaMelo Ball also him and Rudy Gobert would be great together in the pick and roll. So it allows them to do that, to play that game, and then, like I said, Anthony Edwards can work off of that,
Hmm.
move to the open man, get him the ball. If he's shooting well, he shoots. But now he can now you get it to him on a drive, and guess what he's doing? He's attacking the paint. Now LaMelo and Gobert ran the pick and roll. The defense adjusts. If you swing it to the weak side and Edwards is there,
Yeah.
now he's one on one with the weak side defender or one on two. And then who's that on the weak side with him? So it's they have a lot more with LaMelo Ball there as opposed to the other guys, like Julius Randle, and so on and so forth. Like I can't even remember before Julius, who was the number two. Like I'm sitting here trying to Carl Anthony Towns. When they had Carl Anthony
Oh, they did have
Towns,
Carl Anthony Towns.
they
Yeah.
were they were playing well, but then they traded him because of the money.
Yeah, yeah.
which is another thing. It's about that money
You know what's
too. So
crazy? You bring up Karl Anthony Towns now, since everybody knows the Knicks story, because it's
mhm,
crazy how it panned out now. A lot of people know that Jalen Brunson didn't take a max contract, so it gave
mhm.
the Knicks a lot more space to make a better team. Now you see every team doing that. They're like, well, I gotta save money to get this other player. It's like,
Well, it's also the second apron. It's not just because look at what Denver did after they won. They couldn't bring back guys. They had to let guys go
and then
after they won.
Michael Porter Jr. go too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second apron or getting close to that second apron, if you go over that second apron, it really does hinder you. Like if you pull it up and you take a look at it and you read what you cannot do, like not being able to aggregate contracts sometimes, putting multiple contracts
Mhm.
together, it now has to be you have to find the same player with the same level of money. You
Right.
can't bring
Yeah.
more money. Like when players are cut, if you're at the second apron, you're hit prohibited from being there. If you're on there for a long period of time, future first round draft picks are frozen. Like like I get it, and and most fans don't understand, or some fans don't understand
Mhm.
that, but that's really what it is.
Or
And
it's even another little asterisk into your point, which will add to it is sometimes you don't even get a good player because you didn't even give them the same amount of years they want. There's been players
mhm,
that all they wanted essentially was just another year and maybe
mhm,
a player option. The team can't offer that, and they go to a better team. Like, factor how many good players don't go to a certain team that they were supposed to go to because that extra year or that player option is just not there. You know,
mhm.
and
No,
that could also influence getting another player. It's like, well, we could get him, but he wants 3 years, and I can only really give him 2 based off like
well,
my cap space. Fuck.
yeah. No, you're right. I mean, that all of that factors into the player movement. And when I hear some fans say that, why couldn't they? Well, you got to look at their cap situation, and that's in any sport. If
Right,
you
right.
understand the cap situation, sometimes that answers your question. Just don't have the money, or they have too much money, and it's not easy. Well, just get rid of such and such. Well, I mean,
Also, guys, people say, yeah, when people say that, that is the most cringe thing. It's like, yeah, just potentially legally implicate yourself to get sued.
well,
God, God, I
it's
hate people.
also I'm sorry. It's also the era of being um like the Maddens and all these different games where you can just magically do things. You can create super teams. You can get no, it doesn't work like that. This is a business.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
like business with
business.
lawyers and agents and
Yes.
like
And you
that.
have a contract. And when you have contracts, it's not that easy. And then you have a union. That's another factor.
Yep.
I don't care how strong or weak a union is. If you have to deal, I've been a union steward in the past.
Oh
I'm telling
gosh,
you, it's you know what?
it's a little
Unions are
tricky.
good,
Yeah.
good, but when you're on the other side management, you can't just arbitrarily, well, I'm gonna get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy. No, 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 no. First of all, what does your CBA say? What is their contract? Like, we go into the legal aspect, which
Well, it's even another part. Can they even be traded? Like, there's players that have no trade clauses until
yep.
that year specifically runs out. Like, not even just in that moment of the offseason. There's contracts where
Mhm.
it has to be on the literal last day of the year until you can have the option of maybe trading them with an option. It's
Mhm.
like there's a lot of
Mhm.
more intricacies. That's why well, we're gonna go to LeBron James. I know this is a big move right here. He had an because people went, well, why did the Lakers just get rid of this guy this year? He had a no, he couldn't be traded. Literally, in his contract, he can't be traded. He had the
Mhm.
option. He could
Yeah.
take. He had a few. He had a no trade clause. They literally couldn't get rid of him, even if they wanted to.
Mhm.
Which, as we know, I don't know where the situation goes now because LeBron James. I'm not gonna say go because I think Michael Jordan and Kobe are better. Well, that's my personal opinion. But LeBron James, guys, been here with the Lakers for 8 years. Is done. He's done in LA. Now,
Mhm.
I will say, we've talked about LeBron a lot here on the show with me and you have talked about him a lot. He's the weirdest player to talk about. People overrate everything he does and also underrates everything he does too. He's one of the weirdest players to talk about because you can't give him any credit because then you just get called a LeBron dick sucker. Then if you give him no credit, you're just a hater. It's like, well, how do you want me to talk about any player by that logic then? Am I supposed to just overwhelmingly just glaze this guy and just jerk him off repeatedly? Mega pause, no diddy. Like, fuck, god damn. But I will say this. I will give him this. Guys, the Lakers were absolutely in shambles when this guy came in. He was the big signing for a little bit because, like, people are after the Lakers beat the Celtics in 2010. They had the year after that where they made the playoffs but got knocked out. Then you had the Dwight Howard year. Oh god, that was terrible. Good lord, that was awful. After that, they got bounced out. I think the first playoff round with the Suns in 2013. I think. Then after that, it was holy shit. There was a 17-65 season on there. Man, it was bad. It was awful. Then they signed this guy. That was the big signing in 2018. And then, the first year he came, they didn't make playoffs either because, that's just how curses work when you're not making playoffs for a while. He asked for AD. They win the championship. Next year, they start having a lot of injuries. They don't really play all together. You get the Russell Westbrook situation. He wanted Westbrook. No, Rob Pelinka did. Who knows? He said, she said. They said that's our relationship. In 2023, they made the Western Conference Finals, got swept by Denver. Last year, they lost to the Timberwolves. They get Luka. This year, still can't get past the Thunder. They did beat the Rockets, even though I don't know how much that's worth anymore when you look at how trolling Jabari Smith was. Like, that series literally should have went to Game 7 if fucking Jabari Smith didn't just foul Marcus Smart, but whatever. They still beat the Rockets, right? And now LeBron is leaving. I will say this, though. Him coming did set a competitive culture again, but it doesn't seem like him and Rob Pelinka, the front office, ever truly got along. Maybe after they, got Russell Westbrook for him, or maybe he asked for it. They did trade AD. Remember, the player he asked to get that he won with, they traded that player away for Luka. And keep in mind, that's good for the Lakers to get Luka, but if I like playing with that guy and we've seen success together, well, I want to keep that guy. But then again, that's the friction they've always had. And I'll be honest here, man, after they lost to the Thunder, you could see this guy wanted to leave, though. You could see he didn't want to be there anymore. Guys, he wants to win. As much as I don't really like this guy that much, he does want to win. Like, he's won 4 titles, right? Been to the finals a lot. He wants to win. He wants to have a trophy in his hand. He's not even getting Western Conference Finals wins anymore with this team. It's like, how much more can you do here? He did win them a trophy after 10 years. They won the NBA Cup. So it's not like he's given them nothing. It's not like he's gotten nothing. I mean, they were much more competitive with him than without him when they had that drought without Kobe. But the problem now comes into, well, could you have kept him? Was he worth keeping? Like, I don't know. It really just depends on how you look at it, though. Are they going to be better without him or better with him? That's kind of what it really boils down to. I don't know how you feel, man. Do you think they should have tried to keep him, or do you think it was just about time that you just kind of, let it go? It's been almost 10 years. Let's just try to see what else we can do now to move on.
If he was on the Lakers still, would you say they are a true championship contending team? If the answer is no,
I would say no.
Then you don't keep him, because now it's about the money. Because if he stays there, he's going to want 50 plus, or even if he drops it down to 40, he's going to want that money.
Right.
And that's the reality. Now, he can take 15 or whatever somewhere else if they're a true championship contending team, or if he helps put them. Now, he also has to be someone to help that team. He can't just come in and be the last man on the bench and then catching a paycheck and a ring. No, he wants to contribute because it's also about his legacy. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, as a former athlete, as a coach, I'm arrogant, if you want to say. I'm confident. Yeah, it's about my legacy. It's about rings. I talk about all my rings. I started coaching in 1981. Through all my years of coaching and playing, I've only had 7 losing seasons. So yeah, I'm that confident, and I understand his mindset. I understand Jordan's mindset. I understand Joe Montana's mindset. Tom. I understand that, where the casual and the average fan, it turns you off. It does. I understand that, but you got to be confident in anything that you do, whether you're a police officer, whether you're a doctor. If you're at the top, you gotta be a little bit arrogant sometimes and confident. And to me, that's all I see when I look at him. Others, they, self-proclaimed, and I've been following this kid since his high school days, and the amount of pressure that, and I don't want to say the amount of pressure, before his self-proclaimed the king, people were talking about him being the next one in high school. In high school. So if you start that way in high school,
I see what you're
with
saying.
your
Yeah.
14, 15, 16, and now he's 42. Hello. I mean, yeah, we've created a monster in a sense. Some
Yeah.
of it is his own doing, yes. But as fans,
They've been begging up this guy since he was in high school,
yes.
like
So I
collegiate.
understand
Yeah.
that mindset. I understand the arrogant, the confidence.
But
I
imagine like
understand it.
thousands of people saying that too. It's like why like some of these girls have such big egos now. Because imagine like, okay, one guy tells you you're beautiful. Now imagine 1,000 guys every day in your DMs every day telling you you're beautiful. Yeah, that's gonna affect your ego a little bit, you know?
Exactly. And
Now,
that
but I miss Killer LeBron. I think his
okay, that's
peak
fair. That's
when
fair.
he had a killer instinct, he would just go for it. I miss that LeBron. But then
But,
again, do they want him to play that role on the Lakers though? That comes down to it too. You know,
what
there's a lot more.
type of talent did he have around him when he was killer? Because you're talking about when he was with Miami,
Yeah,
and
when he had you Wade and
you
Chris and
had
Ray
talent
Allen.
around him.
Yeah, yeah.
Do the Lakers have that type of talent right now?
I don't think do you remember because people factor in. It's not just LeBron sometimes. You remember the players they gave this guy? Didn't they give this guy Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma? It's like, okay, who are you surrounding this guy with? Rob, I get you don't like this guy. It's pretty, come on, we can tell you don't like this guy, but you can't cry about not winning championships and you give someone Kyle fucking Kuzma. Come on. That's like asking me
That's
to literally have sex with 5 fat chicks and make them all pregnant. Come on. Not happening. My dick don't work like that, you know?
well, I mean, if that happens, I mean, I ain't no discrimination this way. If that
No,
is
no, I'm just
shitty, well,
like
I get you, I get what you're saying. All
you're
jokes aside.
he's at, like essentially I'm not saying it wasn't LeBron's fault, but
Hmm.
he definitely I don't think exercised much more of what because if he's asking for AD and he got AD and he potentially asked for Westbrook and got Westbrook, he could have asked for a lot more. I feel like
Hmm.
it comes down to me sometimes where because there's a lot of factors, but a main one for me is did he exercise enough of his leverage as he could to get certain players
Well,
he wanted? And keep in mind,
well,
like you mentioned earlier,
I,
cap space, trading, all that stuff, because like I said before, he's got a big ego. He's definitely going to want to be like, I want this guy on my team. And it's like,
well,
well, if they can't get him, that's going to probably sever the relationship a little bit, if
but
since he's the star.
well, I don't know which players he wanted, so I'm not even going to touch that. But if they did not surround him with the talent, um,
I'm not saying
it
he
goes.
didn't ask. I'm just saying,
No, I
why
got
would
you. I
he
got you.
not?
I got you. No, he's the number one. Look, they all do it. Whether it's Michael Jordan,
Mhm.
they did it with Larry Bird back in the day when they went out and got Bill Walton. Seriously, I mean, it's always happened. When you're the number one, it's just we're also in a different era from that time, from my young time
Mhm.
frame with social media. So it's different. The spectrum is different. So I get all that. I do.
Right. Mhm.
But the principal practice has still been the same. Yes, you talk to your top dog. This is what we're thinking. What do you think? And you know what? If they want to make the change, whether he likes it or not, now we're gonna just do it and we're gonna try and figure it out from there. And if we can't, you know what? Then you see and you go from there. But right now, um, whether when he left Miami, went to Cleveland, he was there with Kyrie. They won the championship. Then he went to
Mhm.
the Lakers. You got AD, and you've been trying to put players around him ever since. So, what does the market say? Are you able to? Is this player available? Look, does that player want to come here? I mean, that's something that we don't hear, but sometimes there might be players that, no, I don't want to go there. I'm the type of player, I'm the type of competitor, I'm old school. Now I don't want to join you. I want to play against you. I want to beat you. Because I'm
Yeah.
I'm the type of
I see what you're
person where
saying. There's this negative. Not something you're saying is negative, but there's this
mhm,
negative paradox effect where you have him, but do people want to actually play with him though? No one ever
mhm.
brings it up though. Given his personality, like you said, do people actually want to play with this guy? That's the thing
There
too. It's
there
like,
are some that do, and there are some that don't because they want to beat the best. He's considered the best.
yeah,
So If you want to be considered the best, you want to
Got
beat the best. You don't want
yeah,
to.
yeah,
Why does KD get so much crap?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
he left OKC to go to Golden State to play with them instead of beating them. So look, that's to me when I watch basketball, it's the soap opera. It's just that's really all it is. It's
Oh man, hey, you watch the
reality too.
WNBA like I do. You know the soap opera is the best part about it sometimes.
That's what it is. It keeps you entertained. It keeps your mind going. Me, I'm different. I look at the business aspect of it. I mean that's also what I went to school for in terms of sports. So I get it.
Yeah.
I've coached all these years, so my mind is different. But I also understand everyone else. I get what you guys are saying.
Yeah,
It's
like
just
I understand all the perspectives. But
mhm,
like when I'm on Facebook sometimes just scrolling through and people are like, "Oh man, I'm rejoiced at this guy leaving." It's like
mhm,
I want people to understand, okay, I get it. People don't like this guy. I understand. But when you're rejoicing about him leaving, people don't understand. Before he came here, remember, by this is factual. Look at the records. I'm not even a stats guy, but if you look at the records, because I was watching too,
mhm,
Lakers were worse than the Wizards, guys. They had worse seasons than the fucking Wizards. Like they were not competitive pretty much after Kobe retired. Even when Kobe was about to retire, he wasn't even playing. We had torn rotator cuff. He was out for most of the season
mhm,
too. Like
mhm,
he came here and kind of set a more competitive culture, though. He kind of came here and kind of
mhm,
reset that competitive culture back. Now, was he the right person to do it? You could always argue that for days who they could have gotten as a star player. They did want Kawhi to play with him. Kawhi didn't really want to play with LeBron, as you know, because Kawhi,
mhm,
yeah. So
mhm.
they tried to get Kawhi Leonard. They tried to, but he went to the Clippers. He went to the facility across the street. Okay, all right. So it, I get it. All perspectives, I get it. But the problem now that LeBron leaves is, well, as he boiled, I think it boils down to the Sixers, Cavs, and the Heat. I think that's where we're really kind of boil it down to, because I don't think anyone else has made any significant offers, though, right?
Well, I think with the Sixers, if Mitch had said it the other day, I think they can offer like $3 million or something to that effect. I believe that's how much. So,
You think
um,
LeBron's taking a $3 million contract though? That's the
if you
thing.
then here's the question: will it get him the ring? Because if it's going to get him the ring, he doesn't need the money. I mean, between
Oh,
his
he's
off
still be
his
rich.
off
Yeah.
the court businesses are elite. So right now, it's not about the money,
Mhm.
except if it was like going to the Lakers or if you're going to it. Now, if you said okay, he's going to go to the Nets, I'm telling you right now, it's about the money.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And no disrespect to my
Or the
Net
Nuggets. The
people,
Nuggets said they'll be one of the
but
teams that would like to be
they
his
can't
farewell
give him
tour.
what the Nets can give him.
Right. Yeah. And then
So
again,
what
when you
I'm
talk about the
saying,
Nuggets, they're like Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray,
mhm,
Jokic. It's like Jokic. As you know this man. You've watched a long
mhm,
time. When you're a star player, they want everything going through them. Jokic and
mhm.
LeBron, I don't think that would work.
I
Ceiling
disagree.
wise,
I
ceiling wise,
disagree.
it could. But
I
do you not?
disagree.
You think
I
that would work? Jokic
Yes.
and LeBron?
Yes, because Jokic is very smart. He's a point center, and he's like LeBron. Now Jokic does not need the ball in his hands consistently. You can let LeBron do that. You still have Murray, but those two would work well together, playing off of each other. Now
Mhm.
Jokic can also get you double, double the triple doubles. That's the word
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking for. So that working together,
'Cause
they could work together
yeah,
to
I,
get.
I was talking about personalities wise off the court, but play wise on the court, that would be imagine a world where
Look,
LeBron and Jokic
you
played on the
talk
same
about personalities off the court. I watched the Bulls when they brought Dennis Rodman in. That's a different personality with Jordan. That Jordan said it. Let Dennis be Dennis. Let Dennis do Dennis. As long as he comes on the court and he can play and help us win, that's all that matters. That's why my mind went. I don't look it off the court. I don't. I don't
Mhm.
care about that. As a coach, I mean, look, I'm not. I don't care if you guys like each other. But when you go on that field, when you go on that court, when you go on that diamond, that ice, can you play together? If you can play together and win, who cares if you like each other? Who cares about your personalities off the court? I get it. Most of you guys do. An old dog like me, nah, because I'm gonna keep saying the same thing. For me, it's about the wins. It's about the ring. That's
Yeah,
all it
yeah.
is. And but again, I get it.
Well,
Everybody
speaking
wants to
about
be
the rings,
entertained.
to go into
Mhm,
the next point about the Lakers is, well, it was going to boil down to this. Because if you guys don't know about the Lakers' history, a good amount of the best players they've ever gotten was because either the better player that they got didn't really get the deal they wanted out of another team, requested a trade, or they got another trade, or they got a better player because that other player just didn't have an offer. There's a lot of players they've gotten throughout their organization's career based off of other factors manipulating it, right? Paul Gasol. There's obviously fucking hell. Oh my god, I'm blanking on names right now. I'm old. Kobe, was he supposed to be on like the Sixers or whatever, some shit like that?
Kobe was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, and they traded him for Vlade Divac. I forgot who else, but yeah, it would that would because he Kobe didn't want to stay with Charlotte, so that's why they sent him there. Look, I know the Lakers history, man, because that was my team first before I became a Knicks fan. So, but I go way back, old school.
Yeah, you know, some of the
I
players
remember
they've
the
gotten.
day.
Some of the players they've gotten was because other teams kind of failed to keep them actually. And what's crazy is that happens again randomly because the stars aligned. Sidney Sweeney wanted to sit on my dick and ride me. They somehow got Luka Doncic. They're like, all right, okay, but now this one's a problem though. This was LeBron's team for 8 years. Now you got this new girl coming in. I'm calling Luka a girl is so ironic though. Fuck. Luka comes in. Now he wants to be the guy who runs the team now. Now you have a problem. Who do you cater to? Because Luka wants to have the team ran by him to be for a championship, and LeBron is there going like, well, why are you guys caring about this guy? I brought you a championship. I got you even the NBA Cup. Now you have a problem of who you're going to serve now. And it looks like based off their
they showed it. They showed it last year. The transition was going to Luka until he got hurt. Yeah, you went back to LeBron, and LeBron did his thing as a professional. But no, I knew that they were transitioning to Luka last year. So, and it seemed like LeBron was just trying to figure out how to fit in. That's what he was trying to do. You know, maybe not score as much, but lead and do other little things that he's capable of doing. But now as far as the direction, who's the top dog, it's Luka's
they
team.
definitely chose the direction of Luka.
That's Luka.
Yeah. And you knew they were, to be fair, LeBron's contract, like you said before, when you talk about contracts, LeBron's contract offered that. His contract was up. So it's all depending on basically just renegotiating a new contract. And he was like, no, I'm going to move on. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for your service, black man. I didn't have that with my dad, but at least you have it with the Lakers, though. Well, it's Luka's team now. And holy mother of God, I don't even know where to start with some of these signings. Like, okay, they lost Luke Kennard. Why? He was going to the Suns. They lost Rui Hachimura to their sister Los Angeles team, like down the street. You couldn't just keep that guy. I'm not saying he didn't make that much money. Their Clippers only offering like what, $14 million. That's it.
I think that's
somewhere around there, right? You couldn't just keep him. Like he said he wanted to stay. Okay, Marcus Smart was going to the Rockets, the team that they just beat in the playoffs. Okay, we couldn't keep him either. LeBron was guaranteed going to leave. Okay. They re-signed Austin Reeves to a max contract because the Pistons were going to get Austin. Man, Austin Reeves and the Pistons. God damn, that'd be crazy. Woo. Man, Austin Reeves and Kate Cunningham. Man, send them up for days, right? Chocolate and vanilla ice cream. Woo, love it. The Lakers have signed what? Kessler from the Jazz, right?
They traded for him and extended him or signed him.
I'll be honest with you guys. I love Lakers. I love me some Lakers. I'm in the Lake Show all day. This is okay. I will say this though. Luka and Austin had the team at second place in the regular season before LeBron came back and maybe kind of ruined their chemistry a little bit. Okay, right. But Austin is like my dad when it comes to the playoffs. Gone. Just gone. No milk, no Skittles, nothing. Just not there. He's doesn't exist in the playoffs, actually. Luka's last 2 years in the playoffs, he didn't even play in the playoffs this year. But the year that the Lakers got him through that trade, he didn't really play all that well. He was a little overweight, but like he still didn't play that well. It's not that I hate some of the moves. It's like, how am I supposed to feel? The players that they have that were nice assets, because you know the narrative, dude. People said, you have some nice assets that people will want. As we know, everyone wanted their assets. So the Lakers had good assets. But then you kind of mold the entire team around Luka. All the contracts are maxed out, like you said with the contracts. All that's maxed out. They gave up a lot of their draft picks throughout the years. they're going for a win now. Based off all their moves
Mm.
currently, they're going for a win now. Who said they're developing young talent? Oh, good lord! Is that
That's
like
not a
just the
win
catch?
now team. That's not a win
But
now
that's like the
team.
catch all for all these things. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna develop talent. These guys are 30 years old. Who are you developing? What? It's just such a weird thing. It's like when people bring it up,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just I don't know. Like I'm still trying to think about all the moves the Lakers made in the offseason. It's like, did we really get that much better by giving up
Mm-mm.
nice assets that could have
Mm-mm.
been good pieces to win a championship?
Mm-mm.
Or did they just kind of hit the panic button and went,
Look,
hey, you know what? We've had LeBron for 8 years. Let's just kind of reset and just start from scratch. Like
look,
I don't know what the mindset was. It's all over the place.
giving up the pitch you did to get Kessler and the way you're building this team right now. Um, I'm sorry, this is not a win now team.
I agree.
They
Yeah.
cannot compete with San Antonio, OKC, and
Mm-hmm.
Denver the way they're constructed right now. And Lord knows what Portland is doing, but if Portland with the trade they did to get Ja, if it works with him and Dame, I don't even think the Lakers are better than that Portland. So yes, I get what you're saying. I'm
It
looking at it.
it looks
I
like they
mean,
completely downgraded their team. I'll be honest with you. It looks like they kind of downgraded their team.
they're now an offensive show. If you want to say they're going old school Lakers with Showtime back in the 80s, okay, maybe they're going to be like that. They're going to be a running gun, scoring a lot of points, and okay, but like you said, when it comes to the playoffs, defense has to step up, and that's my thing that I've been watching with the
Mhm.
Lakers. What type of because you said it, at least Hachimura could have gave you some defensive versatility, some assistance there.
Marcus Smart was
Marcus
definitely trying to
Smart
get the
was
ball. Yeah.
yeah, Marcus Smart is a good defender, but I'm looking at the team and I'm like, okay, what do you have there? Defensively, offensively, you're going to be good. Okay, great. But when teams start to shut you down, what are you going to be able to stop them? Because if they shut you down and they can go down and score on you, then your offense is irrelevant. So,
Yeah, yeah. And it's when we're talking about some of these Laker players, some of these players are leaving not because they even got the biggest amount of money they're even worth. Like, guys, percentage like the Lakers got a steal because Luke was on the Hawks. He was percentage wise, and you saw in his play, one of the best. He was a really good 3-point shooter. Using this deal right now, he's leaving for 13 million. You didn't have that for him? He's not even asking for a lot of money. That's not even a max contract. There's a player option in there too.
what is their cap situation? That's the thing
I
because
think they're
with
all
the
maxed
three
out now. I'm pretty sure based
and
off
there
these
you
max.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
Are they over the first apron? If they're over the first apron and close to the second, it's like my Knicks. We had to let Mitchell Robinson go.
Oh,
You,
yeah. Your boy
yes,
Mitch is gone, man.
you brought in Drummond, but he's not Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson, he's better offensively, but he's not Mitchell Robinson. What he brings, and that's about the apron. That's really what it boils down to.
Get
You
Russell
got to look at
Westbrook
the
on the
late.
Knicks, man. I'm just kidding. I'm not respecting anybody to that.
No, he's not. There's no way he's getting on the Knicks. None, none. So
Oh
you can't
man,
get him back for two
dude,
years.
imagine that Russell Westbrook and
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson on the same team. That would be like World War III. Just
Arku says the best about Marcus Smart and now Kennard. I mean, you're right. Smart was the focal point, and now you can't bring back um, Kennard for 2 years, 13. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, are you really that? I mean, you want to get your offense going. I get it, but look, it's still early. Things can happen. We may see a surprise player who we didn't, who we think they wouldn't go there and and help them defensively. So who knows? It's still early, but right now, I think most of the meat and potatoes in the league has been done. So I'm just waiting to see. So we'll go from there.
yeah, Rui's gone too. $26 million to go to their rival team, literally just down the street,
17 mil. So
down the street.
mm,
LeBron's gonna be talking. Hey, buddy, how's the offseason go? Yeah, dude, we live like next to each other.
mhm, mhm.
Hey, we took the same cab to get here. All right, man. Well, I'll see you today. Just drive to the next fucking facility. It's right next to each other. He wanted
Mhm.
to stay. And this is the thing that I bring up here. I get it. Cap space and all that stuff. I understand all that. It's just, did the Lakers give up all their good at? Because it's clear they had assets people wanted. People saw them going, I want that guy on my team. I'll sign him. Take him. Did
Look,
they give up all these nice assets that they got
is
for this?
Kessler? And look, some people, is Kessler a Mikal Bridges? Because as a Knicks fan, when we traded 5 picks for Mikal Bridges, we were like scratching our heads, but like everyone said, oh, we got robbed. In the end, did he help us win a championship? Yes. Is Kessler that type of player that can help them win a championship? Because that, to me, that's what it says. Yeah, you gave up those draft picks for quote unquote a role player, but does that role player help you win a championship down the road? So when I see this, Bane down in Orlando, because I like what Orlando has done, in the past. Coaching change is a question mark right now, but you gave up all those picks for Bane. Look, and that's why you see Memphis doing what they're doing now, trading out and trading out JJ. Why? Because they're trying to get those picks. So, but yeah, you make that. Look at what you're giving up.
Oh God. The Los Angeles Lakers are acquiring Walker Kessler from the Utah Jazz for unprotected first-round picks in 2031 and 2033 and first-round swaps in 2028 and 2030. Kessler will sign a massive 4-year, $130 million deal with the Lakers. Because
Mm-hmm.
Luka, him and DeAndre Ayton. I know you're saying you don't like the off court. On the court, Luka lost faith in DeAndre Ayton. Look at
Mm-hmm.
that man's face whenever they were playing. Looked like a disappointed daddy when his
Mm-hmm.
daughter would say, yeah, I went to college and I got ran through by a bunch of guys. It's like, oh, fuck. Right. Just disappointment on your face just sets in. So, and keep in mind, like this before, with the meta of the NBA, now the meta also of the NBA is not just three-point shooting, having a big center that you can lob the ball to get some points on the board more consistently. Is this that guy? I mean, I watched some of the Jazz games. I did. Well, he didn't really make that much big of a difference, though. To be fair, their team was terrible. I won't put all that on him, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I'm supposed to feel with some of these moves. It's like, and keep in mind, they might win the whole league, and we might go, fuck, they were just playing 4D chess, and we're just over here playing
Mm-hmm.
checkers.
Mm-hmm.
But then
I
again,
mean, it's a work in
millions of dollars
progress.
might fall. Hey, Scarlett Johansson might just start blowing me, or my Xbox just might start, giving me free games. But you never know. Everything is possible, dude. Walmart's might start magically opening up right in front of me when I walk in the building and giving me all my shit. You never know. You never know, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I might
True.
get some banana bread that might actually make me a superhero, and I might start flying around the city. You never know. Everything's possible. If you're
No, you're right.
you have this guy coming in. He was from the Raptors, I think.
Yeah, he was on the Raptors.
I
You
remember
know,
this guy. He was all right. He's all right. This is an all right player, but $52 million this guy worth.
I will say this. I mean, I've watched him. I've watched him since he was playing at Seton Hall, and he's okay.
He's
You
an okay
know,
player. Yeah,
he's
this is probably
okay,
one of the
but
more all right signings that they did. Not a bad player,
mm-hmm,
you know.
mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm. I
well,
mean,
I'll ask you, do you think he's worth more than Kessler? That's the thing.
no, but he didn't get more than Kessler.
Yeah,
4 year. I mean, he's getting what, roughly about 12 mil coming off the bench.
yeah,
Let
yeah.
me do my math real quick. Yeah, he's getting 13 mil coming off the bench. You know,
Okay,
whi-
Luca. I
which is
better be getting the finals with this. I need to see finals with these
yeah.
kind of moves. Like I said before, and I get it. Their moves may not be giving them a win now situation, but that's what their front office is thinking. I'm spending all this money for a win now
Well,
team.
I also think it's JJ Redick too, what he's looking for, because these guys do fit what he's trying to do
True.
offensively.
Right.
So and like I said, they're going to be more of the old school Showtime run and gun type of Lakers, as opposed to grind it out and take it from there. So
They're gonna get
I didn't know they got Colin Sexton.
they have
Okay.
Colin Sexton. He's gonna be on a 2-year, $19 million
Mm-hmm.
deal. They have Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, Grimes is a good fit. He's a
Not
good
not
one.
not bad. Not
No,
bad.
no, he's not bad. So, so I mean, look, there's some, like I said, it's a work in progress. We're going to see, and like you said, they may surprise us. They really
True,
will.
true.
So,
I'm not saying it's all doom and gloom. It's just
mm-mm.
We'll see.
I still don't think they're better than,
Yeah.
the top 3 that I talked about
Like, are they
earlier,
better than
so
Denver still with these moves? It's like we'll have to just
I
they beat Denver what, once? And that was a
yeah,
really close game because Austin Reeves just fucking chucked the ball at the free throw line to
yeah.
defeat
I
them.
mean, Denver, I think they're Denver's
They were 1-10 against all the top teams, all of them. All of
mhm,
them. They had only beaten the Knicks. Yeah, that was it. That was the
mhm,
back end of the season before the injuries came in. The
mhm,
Knicks beat them, the Pistons beat them, Cavs beat they lost to every top team. They were 1-10 against the top teams. Does this now make them better than the top teams? It's like maybe you're competitive, maybe a little bit more, but I don't see these moves beating
well,
OKC
yeah,
or the
as I
Thunder
said,
or
we will wait and see.
Spurs. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's true.
so
We'll see how it goes. Oh my God. You know, Mitch, the guy who your friend. Oh my God. This is
mhm,
another thing we talk about here. Holy, I hate people sometimes, dude. Because when someone is doing really good in the NBA, like Jaylen Brown, who's playing very good. He was very good, played very
mhm,
great. MVP caliber season, if you people want to even say that for him. Had a MVP quality season. People are like,
mhm,
man, I don't think that guy's very good. I think he's overrated. He gets
mm,
traded to the Sixers. Oh, well, he that makes him a championship contending team. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, whoa. You just not you, but like you guys told me he was overrated. But how does him being overrated going to another team make him a champ? What in the logic is that? Obviously, he was very good. Like this guy, he's been a all pro most of his years. He has won a championship. It's not like a player hasn't won anything. He's won he's won Eastern Conference Finals. He's the actual NBA Finals. Like, he's not a bad player by any stretch of imagination. It's just so funny when people bring these things up. It's like, I think he was overrated. He's going to my team. Oh, he's great. Oh my God. I hate most of you. Yeah,
what
you're
did Mitch say?
killing me.
What
You're
did Mitch
killing
say?
me. I don't know what Mitch said at all.
Oh,
I
you
was
said you started with, Mitch, and then you went into Jalen Brown. So like Arthur was saying, what did Mitch say
Oh
now?
no, not Mitch. Jesus Christ, it was another person I was talking to. I was talking to some people on Facebook in the Sixers group.
Mhm.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
okay.
they were calling this guy overrated, but they were jumping him down. This guy was overrated.
Really? Really? He's overrated in comparison to Paul George. You had Paul George and he's overrated.
I don't even
Uh,
know.
uh,
They're
okay.
crazy.
Okay.
That-
That I would have loved that. I'm not even a Sixers fan, and I even before they got him last year, I was telling Sixers fans because they were like, "Oh, we're not making the playoffs. We're not making the play." And I said, you guys will make the playoffs. You guys will make the play in. And right now, if you look at this team, if Embiid, and I get it, the biggest thing with Embiid is his injury history. But you got Edgecombe, you got Maxey. Now you add him. Are you serious? Are you
yeah,
telling me that
mhm.
he's overrated and he's not gonna help the Sixers? Nah, man. I'm not
But
buying it.
you know it's crazy how narratives work. Apparently, he's overrated, but they were jumping up and down about getting on their team. It's like, oh God, it's so weird how fans just can't admit when someone's good on another team because they don't have that player on their team. It's
Mhm,
so cringe. But now we get to another blockbuster trade. This one is like I was thinking the Lakers got the worst end of it with how their front office is working.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
This is horrible for the
mhm,
Celtics.
mhm, mhm. I totally agree
This is
with you.
worse. The Lakers were like, okay, we're just over here just chilling, kind of like doing random shit that Luka wants. The Celtics front office is like, fuck it, let's just roll the
And you
dice.
you you gave him up for 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. It's not even 4 first-round picks. It's 2 first and 2 second. Now, Boston, what the hell are you doing? You should have just kept him. Sorry. I
Because
I
I told you this when I first met you and had you on the show. I've told Mitch this when I had him on the show. I told a lot of people this when on the show. Something with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum happened in their locker room to cause this to happen because the Celtics, they were making a big deal about Jason Tatum coming back. He was healthy, he's ready, he's going to be in the playoffs. They start up 3-1 3-1 against
mhm,
the Sixers, then they
mhm,
lose the series, but you guys got to remember that final day of the games, the Celtics tweeted Jason Tatum is not eligible to play today due to injuries. That is bullshit because their entire fucking year, they were talking about this guy being better. All the entire year. The entire
Mhm.
year, they were talking about how he's going to come back. Wait a minute. This guy was fine in their games. He was fine. This guy scored 40 fucking 4 points in one of the games. This guy was fine.
Oh, that's
Sitting on the
cool.
court next to his girlfriend, twiddling his thumbs. I'm like, this guy is fine. Why is he not playing? Injured my ass. This guy wasn't injured. This is what they wanted to happen. They wanted Jaylen Brown to fail against the Sixers, so that gave him a reason in their mind to trade him. People don't blame Jason Tatum for that series. They blame Jaylen Brown. Have you noticed that?
Mm.
No one blames Jason Tatum for that series. They blame Jaylen Brown for that series. Like, well, he was the star of the year. Why did he get us past the Sixers? Well, that's what they wanted, obviously. There was nothing wrong with Jason Tatum playing that game. He was completely fine. Jaylen Brown ran the team the whole year.
I'll say this. Because when the narratives are presented out there against anyone, it's sometimes I don't want to say that the negative feelings towards said team or player to me, and look, I'm a fan. Sometimes I do too.
It happens.
We let our emotions impact our logic.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it. I mean, case in point, Cleveland talking about the analytics. We should be up against the Knicks.
Oh,
But when
no.
you look at the game, when you're watching the game, you see that you're getting your ass handed to you.
The analytics say we should be winning.
Analytics. I mean, really. But my point being is, when people talk about Jaylen Brown, when I first started coaching, one of my coaches, and when I got to college, he said, the film doesn't lie. You could say whatever you want, you could feel whatever you want, but if you watch the film, it doesn't lie. When I watch Jaylen Brown's game, I see an extremely talented player. I don't care about the personalities off the court. I told you that before.
No, but looking at it coming into the season, when Jason Tatum was out because of his Achilles injury, people thought they were going to be like worse than the Bucks in some of the predictions.
Exactly, and look at what they did to the second seed. So
right? Yeah.
Now look, the playoffs is a different animal.
And I get it, Celtics fans, they want to get a trophy. I understand, but based off the preseason prediction going into the season, they were supposed to be like a 12th seeded team. They were second place, and
that was because of Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm.
But
then now you look at it like, well, because now you create a paradox right here. You create a big problem here.
Mm-hmm.
Most people think the Celtics run through Jason Tatum. Well, the Celtics, to be fair, Jaylen Brown proved they don't really need him to get a high regular season seed. And then when Jason Tatum comes back, I always said they should have just let him start fresh next season. That way they don't come in and ruin the chemistry for this season in the playoffs. That's what I said. And look what happened. Jason Tatum came in for one of the series and they lost it. I'm not saying it was his fault. He put up some impressive. This guy hadn't skipped a beat. That's why I'm saying they're lying. He wasn't injured. We watched him play against the Sixers. Had 44-point games. This guy was destroying them. He was beautiful. This guy's really good. Jason's really good. I'm not saying anything about play. Well, he's very talented.
I will say this, and that's where sometimes we as fans don't take this into consideration. If you're coming back from the injury, your body, I said it earlier to start, like my body. Sometimes your body you recover, you may look fine, but you know what? You don't have the strength in the leg to really go out there and play competitive. You can walk around and do things. So we don't know what's going on physically.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't kill someone saying, well, he's able to go out there and play. Look at him. He's just, well, you know what? We don't know how his body's reacting. And you're talking about Achilles. That's something serious. So you know what? To go out there, run up and down a basketball court, cut and all of that. Sometimes you gotta step back, and you just gotta say, you know what?
I'm not even saying that he wasn't injured. I'm just saying it's really weirdly inconvenient how his injury comes up again after they made a big deal about him coming back and playing
again. And that's why I said you don't know how his body reacted.
Right. Yeah.
How many times have we heard? Oh, said player woke up and his body, certain body part was swollen, or he wasn't. What's up, Nick? Or he wasn't. He wasn't feeling. Whatever. It happens.
Yeah.
It does. Yes, I understand. It looks
It looks really, really,
suspicious,
really sus. Yeah.
we're talking about the human bodies,
Right.
you know, and I'm telling you from personal, I said it last week. I
Mhm.
was supposed to be on the show with you and I couldn't, you know, but now I'm feeling fine. So it's like, you know, my
You were in
body
the
just
Bahamas on vacation. That's where
see,
you were
there
at.
you go. There you go. See, so
That's where
you
he
know,
was really at. No, it's
so
just, but it was what's even worse is not even just the playoffs. So after they lost, he went on Twitch and said, "This is my favorite season." Timing matters, right? Timing.
I get it.
After
I get that part. That's
after
right.
losing like that, I'm not saying he's not allowed to say what he's want to say. I'm a big free speech guy, but that is the wrong thing to say right after you
Well,
just lost. It was like an
perception.
hour. Yeah, that's just
Perception is reality. So
yeah.
yes, it gives you the bad feeling, and I get what you're saying, and I agree with that. Perception is
It's like if one of
reality.
your players on your team went, we lost tonight, but I'm okay with it. Like that would look kind of bad. That
Yes,
because that
yes.
looks bad on you. That makes like you're okay with just losing in that moment. And it's like, well,
Exactly.
no.
You're saying losing is, and yes, you're right. And look, you're right. I totally agree with you there. So look, one of the biggest thing that I've always hated is media accessibility right after a game. Y'all don't understand mentally how you really get yourself so geared up to play a game so that you're literally sometimes saying, I hate this team. I hate that player. So, and then you want to come after a game, especially after a tough loss, and you want to throw a microphone in guys' face and you want to ask them questions where, you know, like we get the Giannis question, the Giannis response way back when, where he
Oh
broke
yeah.
it down. I mean, and he's right, you know, but the point being is, look, sometimes we should back off, give players a day sometimes to decompress, coaches a day to decompress,
Mhm.
and then let's have the interviews. But no, we want the immediacy. We want to get their immediate response and their immediate
Gotta
feeling.
get those
Well,
clicks. Gotta get the drama, like
well,
you
damn
said.
it. You know what? I just played a motherfucking game and I ain't in the and that's my mindset. Like I've always told people, you know what, if I was at that level, I don't think I could handle the media right after a game because I got a mouth on me. I really do. And if it's a bad game, it's like you you know, you're used to coach like this, articulate and in a certain manner. But no, when I coach or when I play, mm-mm. No, and that's why I understand the mindset of professional athletes, coaches, you know, especially after no man, after a game, let them have a day to chill. Sometimes you don't want to talk. You know, imagine you're at work and you go home and now your significant other, your kids are all on you, and you're like, I need a minute. Just give me a minute. Well, hello, they're the same way. They're human beings,
Yeah, you gotta give him a minute to breathe. It's
but
like when a girl's like, man, when my man gets home, he needs to handle me. It's like, girl, I ain't handling nothing. I'm coming home and I'm breathing. You need to handle
exactly.
yourself. You're
There
a
you
grown
go.
adult. You
There you
know?
go, and that's the
Yeah.
point. So when he goes on Twitch, yeah, he shouldn't have said what he said at the moment. But if you sit down and you really put it in context, he had a good year.
It
He's compartmentalizing, and now he's focused on himself, and he's talking about himself at that moment. But yes, you want to now put him with the team, and then later you want to now, okay, well, how was your season? How do you feel? If you ask him that later, well, I think I had a really good season based on XYZ.
based on expectations, he had a
But
pretty good season.
but
Actually, he exceeded all
yes,
the expectations too, honestly.
yes.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
now I
also,
get
it
you,
doesn't help.
Arthur.
Yeah, what's crazy? It also doesn't help that he found out the next day that the Celtics were trying to offload him for Giannis. It doesn't
Yes,
help. And then
exactly.
this is the weirdest part. It's like Paul George, guys. Paul George really hadn't been good in a long time. It's been some years. He's like I said before. You've been around the block a few times. Paul George been around the block a lot of years at this
Mm-hmm.
point. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, you want to move on from Jaylen Brown because you want to have the team run through Jason Tatum. He's your franchise player. Okay, who are you getting then? We have Paul George. Huh? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
not only that, they're giving up one of their best players, if not their best player, to their biggest rival who just beat them less than 2 months
Mm-hmm.
ago. That
Mm-hmm.
what? What? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
People thought the
I'm
Lakers
with
had a
you
bad
there.
offseason.
I'm with
Holy
you
shit.
there.
They,
I'm a Knicks fan, and I'm sitting
they
there, I'm
didn't give
looking
him up
at
to like,
Philly.
they didn't give him up to the Pistons. They didn't give him to the fucking Knicks. They gave him to the team that just beat them. That just looks horrible. What?
It's
The
more
Celtics
that
are the most
you
winningest
did.
org ever. Why are they doing this? Why are you
It's the
groveling?
in division, and you're giving it to a top competitor. So if you traded him to Toronto, New York, or Philly, it's a bad look. Now, if you traded him to the Nets, then it would have been a different story. But yeah, you're right. If you traded him out of division or out of the conference, it would be easier to take. But and then your return, you're getting the 2 first-round draft picks and 2 second-round draft picks. Okay, they're future assets, but now you're also saying now if the Sixers are at the back end of the draft, you're really getting rotational players. That's what you did. You gave up. You're trading Jalen Brown for rotational players.
And it's not like he
That's
wanted to leave though. That's the other thing too. Is like sometimes when you play for a team for so long, at least for as people, we kind of think certain things. You think at certain time you just want to leave. You want a different change of scene.
hmm
Doesn't sound like he really wanted to leave though. Doesn't sound like he was ever really trying to move on. He kind of wanted to keep staying with them. I
yeah.
just and now the Sixers now have Tyrese Maxey and Jalen Brown. That's
hmm
pretty good. God, that's amazing. Because Joel Embiid, as you guys know, he's Joel Embiid. He just like my dad. He might be there, he might not be there. Just depends, right? They have
The
a
only
good
thing
team
with
now.
Joel Embiid is about the injuries. I'm telling you right now, and I've said it, and I stand by this.
Mm-hmm.
When Joel Embiid is playing and he's on the court and he's not dealing with the issues with his body, he's a top player in the league. I'm sorry, he's at least in the top 10,
Oh, for
maybe
sure.
pushing top 5 when if he's really on top of his game. He's that good. So you have him, Maxi Brown, Edgecombe. Come on, man. Come on. That's going to be a problem. And look, I
Somehow the Sixers get a better team than what? I was I was like, wow, the Sixers actually just lucked into getting a much better team than they had. They
Mhm,
don't have a better team than they did when they beat the
mhm.
Celtics this year. That's
And
crazy.
here's the thing. You also have an elite closer. Jalen Brown is a closer. He's a closer. I mean, don't forget, he was a finals MVP. He was an
He's won too.
MVP.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a champion and was a finals MVP. So he knows how to close. He knows how to win. So look, honestly, I have the Sixers second behind the Knicks in the East right now in my rankings. So, I believe now look, do they have to gel and come together? Yes.
Mhm.
But if they play, and this is strictly on paper, if everything is on paper and it comes to fruition on the court, to me, they're number 2 in the East. And they're not that far behind the Knicks, where I think that they could, on a good night, they could take the title from the Knicks. But right now, I got to respect my Knicks. They are the champs. But Philly
They're
is
winning
right
in the
there.
NBA and they're winning in the WNBA too. They have the best team in both fucking things right now. Good lord.
Mhm.
When will my girl Caitlin Clark win? When is her time to win? We'll see. We'll
Perception is
see.
reality. I said it. I'm gonna say it, and it's hard. Here's the perception with Indiana. They play better without her. Sorry.
They've won. They've won
They
three straight without
win
her so
without
far.
her.
Yeah.
They and I stand by it with this. Aaliyah Boston, she's sexy, she's fine, but on the court, that girl is a dog. And
Sophie
Kelsey
Cunningham's having
Mitchell,
a great 3-point shooting season. My
Sophie,
white chocolate having some good years.
and she's the antagonizing type of player that I love having on my team. Yeah, go get in their head. She's that type of player. She's gonna get in your head. She's gonna aggravate you that you want to turn around and smack the living crap. Yeah, that's what I want you to do. 'Cause now you ain't focusing on your game. And she's perfect. That team without your girl Caitlin is a serious threat. But I don't know with Caitlin, and Caitlin Clark has talent. I get it. I understand. She's a
Mhm.
draw. Everyone loves most people love watching her.
Why can't we get Kelsey? Oh my god, Kelsey Plum is so gorgeous, man. She's on the Sparks. That they're kind of watching the Sparks. They're done. They're just out here playing
Yeah.
for the
Well,
they're playing for the
Kelsey is
field.
hurt. She's hurt right now, so
Yeah,
she's
did
not.
the Vegas lost their best player too because she got
Yeah,
I
Aja is
forgot.
out. She twisted her ankle.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why
that
she's
looks
in the cup.
terrible. She might be out for the rest of the year. That looks bad.
Nah, I hope not. Nah, I hope
I
not.
hope
Please
not.
don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Also,
I'll
with
be.
man, when she's on her game, that's MVP right there. She is amazing. She's put it
She is she
down.
when she's on her game.
Probably the best
She's
player
in
in
the
the
top.
league.
She's top
Yeah,
3 of all time greatest in the WNBA.
yeah. Hmm.
So that's how I look at it. So
Then we have another one. Just so many
look,
crazy
I,
blockbuster moves.
I said it when the
Ah,
Atlantic Division in the East is now the toughest division in the NBA. And when you have Toronto, New York, Philly, and Boston, because they're all playoff caliber teams now,
mhm.
and they're going to be going up against each other and battling each other, and they're going to be like everyone talks about the West. The West is the tough and all this and that. Nah, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, none of those teams have a division like the Atlantic Division right now. Seriously, go look at it right now.
Bro,
Toronto with Kawhi, man, come on,
yeah,
man.
because a very kind of similar situation with the Lakers, but this one didn't result in any trophies because, well, the Clippers will never win anything as long as I'm alive, and that's just how we're. Yeah, it's cursed, guys. I'm joking, guys. I know I had a
No,
Clippers fan on here yesterday. We had a great conversation, but like with the Lakers, at least LeBron got them the cup, got them the NBA trophy in the 2020. This resulted in the Clippers thought this was their big marquee signing to get them a finally win. No, actually, it went just as bad and minus no trophies.
but
And
that's
now,
also what they put around him.
yeah, like yeah, it's ooh man, it's not
So
good.
I think he has a little bit better assets in Toronto right now.
You're
But
looking at it, and you're like, wait a minute. If he goes back to Toronto, their team is not bad. Their team is actually pretty
nope.
good. They're a solid team. You
So
know,
right now, I have them 3-4 in the Atlantic Division behind Philly and New York. So
right?
they're right there with Boston battling for the number 3 spot. And you could make the argument that all 4 teams could end up being the top. Now, Cleveland, depending on what they do, can
Right.
get in that mix. Detroit, they still need help for Cade. So I actually have them lower. I know they ended up number 1 last year, but look what happened in the playoffs.
I think they're.
So
I forgot who they're trading. I think they're trading a few of their players. I don't know who they're getting honestly, but yeah, the problem with Detroit is like who's going to be there to help Kate Cunningham because there
that
really wasn't
exactly
that
that's my
second, third
that's
option like you said earlier with the Timberwolves too. They're
hmm
in the same boat as the Timberwolves. They need second and third options that are solid enough to help out their first round option because we're looking at Kawhi and Kawhi. Like, okay, I'll ask you this because this was a big question since he going back to Toronto since he won with them a few
hmm
years ago. Did he leave a couple of more trophies off the table when he left and to go to LA?
Yeah. Did he leave? I'm not
At
gonna
least
say he
one more
left, but
trophy off the table.
could he have competed at that level? Yes, they could have competed at that level. I will say, but it's kind of hard because eh, I mean you still have to factor in what's happened in the West at the time. So at that time he left, I'll say he probably left one, but it's kind of hard because you know what I mean. We've had 8 different champions.
Right? Yeah, like
So
by the history and the
yeah,
numbers, doesn't look like he was going to win another one or back to
yeah.
back, you
So,
know? And it wasn't like he was truly awful
nope.
with the Clippers too, because he had James Harden with him too, which
That's the biggest enigma right there. And at first, when people were saying that you can't win with James Harden, and I was just like, "What do you mean?" But now I look at it, and I saw him with Brooklyn, what he was, and it's like, okay, yeah, he's not that type of player that can help you win a trophy. And yeah, with Kawhi, I think that hurt him there as opposed to what it would have done in Toronto.
and
So
the Clippers look like they just like with LA, they wanted a reset too. They wanted to kind of,
hmm
let's just kind of go in a new different direction. They had already given up Zubac for 2 bags of chips
hmm
and a fucking large Sprite. Don't know why they gave up Zubac. James Harden was
hmm
gone. He wanted some more money. They were like, no. And they got him to Cleveland. Kawhi's out. And keep on like I said before, a lot of the players like James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, their careers were coming up in those contracts like they're going to be getting like hundreds of millions of dollars. And it's like, the Clippers were not trying to pay that for a couple of more older guys when they went, we'll go into the younger direction. Because what's the Clippers team now? It's like they have Brandon Ingram, Rui
Mm-hmm.
Hachimura, that one guy they got from the Cavs when they traded for James Harden. They have him. They have they kind of looked out in this offseason. They have a weirdly
are they they're at the bottom end of they're going to be in the play-in to the bottom end.
Yeah, they have an all right team, I guess.
Yeah, so I mean, it depends on what happens. Like I said earlier, with Portland, teams like that. Because once you get past the top three, with OKC, the Spurs, and Denver. I mean, you got Houston, you got Portland, so they're right there. Houston depends on what they do. Is KD there? You're getting back Van Fleet with them, so it could help push them up further in the West. But again, for the Clippers, they're right there at that play-in realm. I'll say, with Phoenix, Portland, teams like that. So we'll see what happens, though.
Oh yeah, the East definitely won the offseason. Like just the entire East won the offseason. Clippers got a lottery pick. It's crazy. They actually have a much more solid. They have a really solid team, despite giving up all their fucking. He's a Thunder fan. They gave you guys everything. Despite doing that, they still run away with somehow getting a solid team. I don't even know how this works sometimes. This is just crazy.
That's
Suns
the league.
stacking assets there. They have Colin Giuseppe. They now have Luke Kennard to add to their team. Suns have a solid team for the West, too. It's like, man.
I mean, look at you talk about the Thunder. The Thunder traded, guys on who really can play, but because of the crowd that they have, they ended up trading guys who were, Arku can tell you, guys that, that they were players. So, and look, it's been an interesting off season with all the trades, with all the movement. So,
and I get it. You got to head out here a little bit. I'm pretty sure you.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm pretty. You got. Do you have any shows coming up anytime soon?
Yeah, I got tonight. 6:30, and we're doing the WNBA talk. Courtside view in the W, and then we're also doing the Liberty and Wings at 7:00. So that's all I have for today.
Because there's another rant. Cause people said, "What about John Morant going to Isn't John Morant going to the port?" John Morant's guy's been he's been having a lot of diminishing returns in the last couple of years. I mean, I don't know how. Maybe in a different environment he can thrive, but I don't see it. Maybe it's not a big maybe.
The biggest issue. Look, I know injuries happen. I don't focus much on injuries when they happen, but the biggest issue was his off the court interfered and affected him on the court. Look, hands down, if John Morant is in the right frame of mind and he's out there playing at a top level, easily a top player in this league. Easily. And look, I get it. We have to wait and see. We have to see what happens with him and Dame. Whose team is going to be, who's going to handle the rock. I get all that. And then look, you got a log jam in a sense at the point guard between those two, Scoot. So I mean, they're loaded at that position. So, but if John Moran can play like he played a few years ago, Portland is going to be trouble. They're going to be trouble. So, but it's a what if, and I get it. So, we got to wait and see what happens with Ja Morant, and how he adapts and what type of system they're running out there. So
I know ESPN put out this for some of the overreactions or underreactions to the offseason. This Jaylen Brown was traded because the Celtics owners are cheap.
No, they ain't cheap. They're stupid. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Sometimes people are not cheap. They're just kind of retarded.
I'm like, look, you're gonna trade him for Paul. No, come on, man. That ain't cheap.
That's like trading Scarlett Johansson for Precious, and then saying Precious could have better sex with you.
It probably could. You just stop it, man. Big girls can get down too, just like them skinny ones. I've had them all, man.
That's like change it. That's like if I took Ana de. It's like if I had Ana de Armas and I gave her up. I want Lizzo. Fuck. Just
Okay.
fuck. Throw the whole
Okay.
neighbor to hell. Fucking hell.
No, I
All
get
right.
you. I get what you're saying,
No,
man.
the
Yeah.
Celtics are no longer contenders without Jaylen Brown.
That's an overreaction. I
That's an
mean,
overreaction. Come
I
on.
think they're
Jason
going to be a
Tatum on a
top team in
team
the
is going to
East.
be a top
Yeah,
team.
they're
Yeah.
going to be. I mean, look, they still have some guys over there. Pritchard, yeah, he's streaky, but there are moments when he gets up going. White, Derek White. I mean, they have talent over there. So, and Paul George, look, we can kill him about his age and what he's going through, but he's still a good enough player that he can help them. So, um,
The Jazz fleeced the Lakers in the Walker Kessler deal. I
I
think
don't.
so.
Yeah, I think they did. I mean, with the
Yeah.
talent that they already have, and then and if the Lakers, end up bottoming out, then they're going to get some good picks for the future, and they're already stacked. That you know what, it wouldn't surprise me if they're fighting for the play-in next year. Let's go, Ace, man. Come on, bro, do your thing, man.
Gosh. The Hornets ruined their own party by trading LaMelo Ball.
To me, that's something I have to wait
That's
and
to
see.
be
I think it's a
seen, though.
yeah, it's an
Yeah.
overreaction because they do have again, they're another team that has nice talent. So,
They have Con Knipple, but Con
yeah.
Knipple's first playoff year, he was didn't each I would say he choked in his first playoff year. He really he went 1 for like
Mhm.
15 in shooting. It was horrible. It was actually
He's
just
young,
yeah,
he's
he's young.
young.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
So
like,
they're hoping, hey, you know what? It's your first year. It happens to the best of us.
yeah.
Let's go
So,
again. Let's see. And
look
they re-signed Kobe White, who they got for
yes.
nothing from the Bulls.
So, I mean, they have talent over there, so it's just developing them, and let's see what happens, so
The Grizzlies gave away John Morant for nothing. Yeah, but
I
I don't think they cared though. The thing is, this one, I don't think they cared. I think they've been wanting to move on
well
from this guy forever.
well, they're the classic. They are in a they're tanking without without
Yeah.
what's the word I'm looking for? They're tanking right in front of our face, and in a sense the league really doesn't care, and it's perfectly fine because it's not even about John Moran. I mean, you gave up JJ earlier, so like you gave up your top talent, you gave up Bane. Like, yeah, okay, I got what you're doing. Yeah,
Is
you're
this the
setting
team
yourself
that
up.
had fucking hell? They had Junior. I forget his name. Oh my
Yeah,
god. They
JJ,
had
that's
yeah,
what I'm talking about.
JJ.
They
Yeah.
traded him to Utah. So,
Fuck.
so look, they're they're setting themselves up. They, hopefully they, quote unquote, probably, but you're giving them job rent. Yeah, but they didn't care. You gave up your top talent, all of it. That's really what you're doing. You're trying to see and you're trying to play the game. So,
Hmm.
um,
And the
we'll see.
Grizzlies, after who's that? Oh my god, he's on the Suns. He's the villain of the league. Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Dylan, was it Dylan
Dylan
Brooks?
Dylan Brooks, yeah. After he left, it almost felt like they've just been they've been kind of just,
No, I
treading
think it was
water,
more.
right?
I think it was more when you traded Desmond Bain. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
They've been
you
feeling like
got
they've
all
been
those
trading
picks.
they've been like treading
Yeah,
water for a little bit near at this point.
yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much all of the, you know, big marquee moves in the NBA 2026 offseason. Like I said, 4 guys, moving forward, I'm gonna try and remember to make sure I put this on the Hardcore Sports Network and X when I stream. If you want to check out the first episode of this season, it is on my channel, Master Swag King, Top G Riz Master, as I always am with the ladies. I get them all. But WNBA, how you feeling about it right now? The Commissioner's Cup just ended. New York won. They just won everything. You guys just now won everything, apparently. You ain't won shit in decades, but now you just won everything in
You
one
mean
year.
you ain't win shit? We won the championship 2 years ago. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just kidding. To be fair, the WNBA team you guys have has been much more winning than the NBA team you had. That's okay.
And don't forget, I'm a Knicks fan, so we just won the championship.
You're right. Yeah, you guys just
New
won
York
everything.
has won 2 championships, and look, they won 3 cups because the Liberty have won 2, and the Knicks just won this year too. So New York is the mecca of basketball.
Oh my
And,
god,
and
I
if
don't want to
if the
know.
Liberty can win another championship, come on now, come on now,
There's a chance
come
you
on.
guys do the 4-peat. There's a 4-peat right there.
Yeah, so I mean, but
Whew.
seriously,
No,
look,
the team is very
the
good.
look, I've had my issues with New York, especially with the coach. You've had a lot of injuries, a lot of injuries. Satu was out, Sabrina was out, Benija has been out. Now Leona Phoebus is out tonight, and Satu Sabli is out tonight because when they play against Dallas. So I mean that's key. So And you have a new offensive system, you have a new system overall that the players are trying to get acclimated to. Ostier, a young French player, is doing well.
What about
Johannes is
Sabrina? Do you think Sabrina out?
no, she's back. She's back. She's been playing. She had a great game the last one.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
she's getting acclimated to the system. But again, because you lost Phoebus and Satu, Phoebus to me is more important because she's a defensive wing. She's your classic 3 and D. She has good length, size. So she gives you a lot that she's able to do. She's able to guard 1 through 5, literally. She really is. So that hurts. And like I said, Satu is just a straight unicorn. She was starting to get going, then she got the concussion, and now she's back out again. So we're going to need guys on the bench to really step up. So hopefully we can, because today's game against Dallas is going to be tough. Yes, we just beat we just won against the Aces, but the Ace in the cup, but the Aces also didn't have Aja. So it's a mix with New York. So if they win today, I think they could be in the third spot. Or no, the fourth spot if I'm not mistaken. So but we'll see with New York
I was
where it goes.
watching the cup game, but I
Hmm.
remember even in the first 2 minutes, there was a play that happened where one of the ladies just went down after getting hit in the face. I was like, "Fuck, man, just injuries
Oh, that yeah,
all
that was
around."
Gray. That was Gray. She went
Yeah.
out and then she came back. She came back. So look, New York jumped out big, but then the Aces came back, even took a lead, and then New York, turned it up and they ended up winning the cup again. So but you know what? It's nice. It's a nice little thing, but to me it's bigger fish to fry. It's about the ultimate championship.
Right, right.
And we'll see what New York does. I mean, the NBA this year has been, I mean, WNBA has been great. So I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing. Look, even teams like Seattle and Los Angeles, they may be on the back end, but at any time they look. What you call it? Who was it? Connecticut. Connecticut just went and they beat the number one team, Minnesota, in Minnesota yesterday. So, anyone can beat anyone at any given time. So,
Right, right.
um,
But now
so
the Fever, now we're 3-0 without Caitlin
Fever.
Clark. She
Yeah.
what was there was that game where something had happened when she got tangled up in a few players and
Hmm.
she didn't get the flagrant. They didn't upgrade the
Hmm.
foul call to that
Hmm.
one lady. I was like, "What in the world's going on, man?"
Yeah, you're talking about Alyssa Thomas, but the league did
Yeah.
suspend Alyssa Thomas afterwards. So, but look, they all get it. I mean, look, there's drama, there's intrigue. I mean, look, they gave there's and you can see it. There's clips with Angel Reese where you had a player flop because Angel had the ball, came around like this,
Mhm.
and the girl just flopped back. And when you everyone was talking about, oh, it should have been a flagrant, but when you looked at it, Angel never touched her. Like,
Mhm.
this is the girl's face, and here's Angel's elbow going just like this, and the girl flopped. And
Yeah.
Angel
Mhm.
got a foul. So and now they're of this girl. They're bringing up where she does that a lot. So it's like, okay, the league has to step in. But again, there's the intrigue, there's the drama. But
Oh,
you.
the game where they were playing against the Phoenix team, oh my
Mhm.
god, because
Mhm.
what was it was one of the she was on the Fever last year and she left to go play in Phoenix for
Oh,
she
you're
was like a
talking about Dewana Bonner.
yeah, they do not like each
Mhm.
other.
Mhm.
Oh my god, that was like
Mhm.
World War III on the
There was
court when
some
they were
now
playing.
that's something that happened in the locker room that now trickled out onto the court. So
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
she had to leave because it was affecting the team. That's something different. That's why I always say, look, if you guys can go out there and play, I don't care if you like each other.
Right,
But
right,
now if
yeah.
you impact the play, then yeah, we got to do something. So and that's what happened.
And
Yeah,
Sophie
they don't.
Cunningham and doing the time she was pointing
Mhm.
at her, she was getting in her head. Oh my
But
god.
look, that's the intrigue. That's what I like. And
Mhm.
with the new teams, I can't wait for next year when you have the additional teams in the next 3 years. It's Cleveland, Detroit. I think Detroit next year, Cleveland, and then Philly. So I'm excited. I love it, and it now brings more talent to the league. So you watch the college game. There's a lot of talent, not just Juju, but there's a lot of talent in college basketball with the women, and even in high school. There's a lot of talent that's coming out across the country. So I love it. I'm intrigued. I'm excited. That's why I watch the W more than I watch the NBA. So
Yeah, they're man. When the ladies get into it, it's just it's so.
and
You're like,
they're also gorgeous too. There's also some gorgeous ones out there too. So yeah, I'm still a man. I may be old, but I'm still a man. I know how to appreciate a beautiful woman.
I will say, it's crazy because we talk about OKC for the NBA sometimes.
Hmm.
When they talk about Shay, I'm thinking of Shay Gillis. I keep forgetting the lady who runs the desk is also named Shay.
Hmm.
She
Hmm.
is gorgeous. Oh my
Hmm.
god,
Hmm.
fuck.
Well, like
Man, white chocolate. Man, white girls do it
mhm.
the best sometimes. Fucking hell. Oh
I
no,
don't discriminate. I like them all. I don't
what about
care
that
if it's
black
black,
girl?
brown.
What about the black lady who runs NBA on Prime? She does the analyst test with Steven Nash and Blake Griffin. I forget her name. Oh my god. It's the black lady who runs the desk.
Taylor
Taylor
Rooks. Oh
Rooks.
yeah, Taylor Rooks is pop, pop, pow,
Uh,
ping.
I'm
Yes,
I
that's
I'm
old
not
school for y'all out there.
Cocoa
That's
Puffs.
old school.
If I had a Cocoa Puffs addiction just for a day, I'd try out some chocolate. I would do it for her just a little bit. I'm not, man, gotta give me some
Look,
chocolate some days.
let me just say this, okay? As an old man who's been around the block, I don't care. Latino, Asian, black, white, it don't matter. It don't matter. If they're beautiful, they're beautiful. So
Oh, you guys got Maureen Jonas on
Maureen
Liberty. Oh
Johannes,
my,
yeah,
oh god, they're just
her
stacking beautiful women
girlfriend
in this
though,
league.
her girlfriend is cute too.
Her girl, oh god, why'd she be a lesbian? Why?
What's the
Why?
matter with that?
Oh god, she likes to lick carpet. That's hey, I like to lick carpet too. I'm just kidding.
See, I'm not gonna say some things as an old man who been around the block, but there ain't nothing wrong with lesbians if you know what to
No,
do.
no, no, yeah, yeah. No, no, hey, I like girls too. We can all we can all
Yeah,
have some fun.
no, no. What I'm saying is, if you know what to do with lesbians, you can have some fun with them.
Oh god, we're no, no,
But
but like
let's not open up Pandora's box. I
do
don't
you
want to go
think
too far.
do you think Vegas could win it all this year? Because I know people are talking about Vegas as a
No,
contender too. You think Vegas? You don't think so?
no. I mean, no, no, no. Let me rephrase it. Can they? Yes, they can. They can turn it on and they can turn it up from there. So, but um, it's going to be tough for them too. Um, and I'm going to say this. Look, you got New York, you got Minnesota, you got Vegas, but the X factor is Golden State. Now Golden State doesn't have quote unquote that closer. That's what hurts them. But
Mhm.
they play elite defense and they are tough and they're coached very well. They're very fundamentally sound. So they have the talent to win it all. And if they can get that closer, Williams just came over there, and if she can develop to be that closer, because sometimes they look for her, sometimes they look for Burton. They don't really have that closer. They have a lot of one Bs and they don't have that 1A. For example, like if you put Aja Wilson down there, hands down there, I think they sweep the playoffs. That's the type of talent that they have there. So to me, they're the X factor in the WNBA. They're a legitimate contender. Look, they've swept New York right now. They beat New York 2 times. So and it hasn't been close. Just that type of team. And but again, in the playoffs, you still need that number one. You need that closer. And are they going to be more of like the old Detroit Pistons back in the day when you had Chauncey Billup in them, which didn't have a 1A, but you had a bunch of 1Bs who could help? Can they do that to close it? We're going to see. They're the one that right now, to me, unless the other teams really step their games up for the playoffs, they're the ones everyone is chasing. And I think they're in the third spot in the league right now. But the way they play and when they play the top teams, their game really steps up. So
Well, that is it for this episode. Last thing, actually, do you have anything you want to let people? Yeah, you're doing the shows tonight.
yeah, I got my shows tonight. I got shows tomorrow. I might be doing Reading Attack Thursday. I don't know as yet. and then Saturday. So I
Are you
mean, but
doing the
I'm
show
most
with Mitch and the guys this
yeah,
week?
the pick and roll. We do pick and roll
Yeah.
tomorrow at 5:30, and then with with my boy NYG, we do Heart of the City, where we talk really New York sports, but we do touch at every sport outside of New York City. So, but the emphasis is New York. We also do culture. We have a culture segment, so depending on what it is, it could be music, it could be food, movies. Where we talk. Sometimes it's old school. So
New York
some old.
pizza or Chicago? Have you ever been to Chicago?
I've had Chicago pizza,
New York or Chicago pizza?
New York hands down.
You think that state has the best pizza in the
Yeah,
United
I
States?
mean, to me, hands down, like if you've had a true New York pizza where it's a nice thin crust, where if you pick it up, it doesn't fold, it stays firm, it has a little bit of oil on it that drips off, and it's hot. And when you bite that cheese, you get that nice cheese pull. I mean,
Oh,
with the right amount of tomato sauce, and it depends on the sauce. That's the key right now. Whether you're more of a Neapolitan, which is a little bit sweeter versus, regular, old school tomato based, which is a little bit more
hmm.
spicier. So, I mean, it just depends, but you gotta, for me, you gotta be able to fold it too, and you get that oil drip and then you bite it.
God, man. Oh, God, thin crust. Oof, God, that's
Mm-hmm.
what girls be eating. I need my
Mm-hmm.
deep dish. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
No,
I
but
mean, there's
I love.
nothing wrong with a deep dish. Don't get me wrong, but if you ask my preference, it's always
You
gonna
like
be in
thin
New
crust?
York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, pineapple on pizza?
Yeah, I've done that. I I've that. I used to run a Pizza Hut. So back in the
Oh,
days
you did?
when
Oh, okay.
oh yeah, way back when I
So,
started
wait, so
in
you
the
first,
90s.
what did you think about the new recent decision where they're gonna be, like, apparently selling off half the company to another. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear that, but I was
Maybe
gonna if I'll find I would have found that because I have friends who still work there. So
their pizza is terrible. I don't know what happened
it's
to them.
gotten yeah, I'm gonna tell you the secret.
What happened?
They went from fresh to frozen.
Mhm.
It's just that simple. Because when I first started, we used to come in every day and we used to get there 7 o'clock sometimes in the
Slap
morning
the dough, yeah.
to make the dough. So, and when you have fresh dough, that's why I say
Mhm.
with New York or any pizza, the dough is the key, man. And then you want to always have that nice golden brown when it comes out of the oven. Like sometimes you don't get the golden brown, you get a brownish, and then if you start to get that light yellow, I'm like, yeah, that's old dough. That's old
Yeah,
dough,
'cause,
and
yeah, no, I work my second job is I work at a Domino's for some
hmm
extra money on the side. I'm not, poor, just extra money on the
hmm
side. Dude, man, for my other job, slapping dough and spinning it, or you be making the
hmm
pencil, oh my god, my
hmm
brain can't get it right now. I can't slap dough. My friggin' hands won't do it
Oh,
right.
I used to be able to toss it and spin it in the air and catch it and really get into it back in the days. So yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
because at Domino's, they do everything just, well, fucking through the dough on the table, cornmeal, spinning and stretching it
well,
out.
they've gone back to it because at the time they were also frozen too. Like I can
Yeah.
tell, who does frozen dough, who does fresh dough. I can tell when the fresh dough is older, like a day old type of a dough. So
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah, I'm glad to hear Domino's now is doing fresh.
Dude, cause freaking we were watching the Orlando Detroit game where Orlando choked the
Hmm
shit out of that game. He went and got pizza. He was like, "You guys want Pizza Hut or Little Caesar?" I'm just get Little Caesars then. I
hmm
think pizza's disgusting. He was like, he went and got Pizza Hut.
hmm
I was like, this is still terrible. I was like, fuck it. Unless you eat it hot, it's
hmm
awful. Reheating that would be. I will eat cold pizza. I don't mind cold pizza
Well,
though. I would never reheat it. Reheating Pizza
old
Hut,
pizza. I'm old school, so old pizza. Like that's from my college days though. But
yeah.
party. You wake up in the morning, you still have a keg of beer available. Pizza. You grab the pizza, start drinking you some more beers. Yeah. Yeah. Back. I'm with you there. I like the cold pizza.
Yeah, I'll eat out of the box. I don't have to heat it up. Imagine
Mm-mm.
pizza's already disgusting. Imagine heating that up. Oh God, just up.
Well,
Like,
it
what made you
depends on
leave it?
how. It
What made you
depends.
leave Pizza Hut? Actually,
I left. I started in '92. I left in 1999.
okay, there's been some years you've been gone then. So
Oh yeah,
what?
it's been years. I mean, from
Mhm.
there, I left. Well, I left and went and started working for Verizon. I mean, so it was a
Oh, you got it.
massive.
Okay, okay.
It was a
Yeah,
massive.
man, you been on the block a lot then. So
Yeah,
commission sales, all that stuff. Like people
yeah.
wonder why no one be going to pizza. It's disgusting. It's literally gross. Like, oh,
Mm.
the sides are fine, but like when I go to a pizza place, I need that pizza to hit. Like the sides can hit, that's cool, but I need my pizza to hit though. Hey, God,
Michael,
Lee.
Michael can
Hey,
kill you.
he's overrated. Michael, he's been trying to get at my girl for a while. He's been trying to blow her back out. Good lord, but oh
Oh,
gosh,
now it's that. Oh, it's to that level. Damn, man. Damn.
mac and cheese is disgusting. It's gross. Mac and cheese is
What?
gross. Mac and cheese tastes like literal shit.
You ain't had the right type of mac and cheese, bro. You have not had some real
I'll be
true
honest here. Maybe
soul
I
mac
hadn't.
and cheese
I will
where you know
continue.
what, you got the nice golden brown top that comes fresh out of the oven that you dip into it, and then you come out and it got the nice cheese, and you have multiple layers of cheese. Matter of fact, Google Patty LaBelle's mac and cheese because she
Mhm.
has I think a 6 or a 7 cheese type of mac and cheese. But when you take, I mean, I'm telling you, you taste it, it's like, oh my gosh. Now, if you're talking about out of the box, yeah, I'm with you there. Or there's some people who like
I think I had Easy Max growing up. That was
see,
ugh.
that's the problem. You ain't
Yeah.
had no real like my oldest daughter came over. Now she can throw down when it comes to mac and cheese. She throws down. I'm not giving out her secret, but she has a secret that she puts in it that
Mhm.
everyone just loves. I can tell you ain't had no true good
Well, I don't
home
like
cooked
spaghetti that
soap.
much either.
Hmm?
I don't like yeah. I don't like a lot of noodle based things like spaghetti, pastaroni. Oh God, not my thing.
You ain't never made your own spaghetti from scratch.
I've tried some friends' moms' spaghetti. Well, fuck, I'm doing Eminem puns here, but no, it's I just can't. I don't the taste. I just can't get down with it. Honestly,
They ain't. You know what, bro?
I'm just
Too bad you in California, because if you was here in Jersey, between me and my daughter, my oldest, I'm telling you, we probably put some meat on your bones, man.
good
Because
lord. Yeah, we got the
you
Mexican
would
food
come
around
back.
here.
Oh, yo, I need some more. You spaghetti? Like
Nah.
there's the classic quick, pop the jar open, doctor it up a little bit, cook your noodles, and then
Yeah,
whatever. But no, I'm talking about you make it from scratch. You get the
I
tomatoes,
never
maybe
had
a
that
little.
from scratch. I never had.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Like, and then if you make the real meatballs from scratch and you cook it right, like, bro, I'm old school. That's how I was raised. I mean,
Yeah.
got in the kitchen 9 years old, parents were from scratch.
Hmm.
Everything was scratch. But okay, I'm born in the 60s and grew up in the 70s. So different time, different era. That's
Yeah. No, for
why.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so bro, you've been spoiled because of today's microwave society. You go into the refrigerator where a frozen meal, come back and put it in the yeah, it ain't no taste there. But see, you also gotta learn that if you are cooking that, you gotta learn how to doctor things up to your taste.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Whether you go out and you get you some fresh oregano or parsley, whatever the case may be, chop it up and man.
God, just like I do
Yeah,
with my wife, I
yeah,
gotta
this
chop it
man
up
has
and
been
taste
had
it.
a
Oh
decent.
my God,
Yeah, it sounds like it. You ain't had a decent meal in years, bro.
man, I'm just old at this point. I gotta have my
You
wife
ain't
cook.
old because if you was old, you know how to do it yourself and get it to your taste, so it doesn't matter.
Oh God, what else is there?
Even the box macaroni and cheese, you gotta know how to doctor it up to get it right. And then on top of that, you put it in the oven, get you some regular cheese or whatever cheese you want to lay on top, whether it's cheddar or American, and let it bake and let that ooze in. And I'm not talking about the regular process. I'm talking about real cheese that if you take it and you cut it yourself, and then you cook it and it starts to melt in. And
Mhm.
yeah, bro. I mean, get some good mozzarella to
That's crazy.
cook
You
in
bring up,
there.
I mentioned. I wish pizza would do that now. They grab that shit. Ain't.
Well, look,
I
back in
wish.
see, that's why the crazy thing when I was the manager, one time I was going through my food list and I saw that they had a turkey. And I was like, they got a damn turkey on here? And I ordered it, but I didn't know at the time they were associated with other restaurants. So yeah. But yeah, I had a whole turkey. My crew was like, you, you ordered a turkey? Yeah, we lived it up. my area manager was like, I was like, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong thing. I didn't pay attention. And he was like, okay, wrote it off. I knew what the hell I was doing. Damn it. I ordered that stuff on
Mhm.
purpose. And we had a good time. You're in the oven cooking. And well, bro, that's when, making your own stuff back in the days. I used to take the personals. We used to
Mhm.
make our own little calzones back in the day. That's why I'm saying, like, if you was around me, I
I
would
had
have,
some nice mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes and gravy. That's like my favorites.
yeah,
Oh my god.
box or handmade mashed
Doesn't
potatoes.
matter. I'll eat them all. It doesn't matter.
Oh
The
no,
handmade is way better. I remember I only had
yes.
that, like, once. That's just so good. Oh
You've
my
only had
god.
handmade once?
Yeah, from what I remember, I think we went out of town and we had it at, like, a restaurant. I remember. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that shit was so good.
Yeah, see,
Fuck.
you get the right mashed potatoes, you make it right, make it, whether you want it a little bit chunky or a little bit creamy, I can do both. But yeah, my girls will tell yeah, I love making mashed potatoes by hand. Oh yeah. Bro, see,
Do you
like I said, I'm old school. I want to make things by hand.
do you like mushrooms on your pizza?
Yeah.
Do you like
I do
olives on your
mushrooms,
pizza?
I do olives, I do spinach.
What?
I used to do, see, back in the days too, I used to do jalapenos. First of all, I could eat the jalapenos right out of the can, fresh, nice and hot. But then when I cooked, I would put jalapenos and then I would take the juice and drip it all over it to really, like, my crew was like, nah, we can't eat that because that's too spicy. And then I would put red crushed peppers all over it because I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, I'm like, that's the West Indian me. Come on, man. I
Oh,
mean,
for sure. Yeah.
I like the spicy food.
Oh
You
my
tell me to
god.
fix you.
Did you guys have
Yo,
Philly meat there too?
what do you mean Philly mean? You mean like the steak?
The steak, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you guys
we've always had that.
mhm.
That was
Fix this
going way back.
what do I need fixing for? Oh, these guys are like
No, I would teach you how to really cook, man. Here's the other thing. You talking about the ladies? Trust me, women love a man that can really throw down in the kitchen, man. They really do. And look, I one thing my father always well, military background,
mhm.
but my father always told me, learn how to cook. If you can always cook, you'll always have women.
Damn, maybe that's the secret. If you can't make them laugh, you make them eat.
Well, what's the old school? The fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. The
Yeah.
fastest way through anybody's heart to anybody's heart is through their stomach. You give people good food, and if they're adults, if they like to drink,
Mhm.
get them a nice wine with, and that's the thing. You got to know how to match your wines with your food. Some people think, oh, you can put red with anything or white with no, 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 no. You got to know because there's a certain taste and a certain flavor, and you do that, man. I'm telling you, man. That's why I said to you earlier, man. I don't discriminate when it comes to the ladies because you know what?
Mhm.
You put a nice good meal in, nice. I know how to cook a 7 course meal too.
Mhm.
From the salad to the soup, everything.
Do you
Make
prefer
fresh.
fried or baked chicken? I'll take them
Both.
both, honestly. Yeah.
It's both, but it's also how I fry, so it depends.
Mhm.
On
Do
my
you
frying.
grill more now? Now it's in the summer? Do you grill pretty
I
often?
well, I'm using more my air fryer, so
Oh,
I
okay.
use the air fryer more than because I can't grill in my apartment complex,
Oh, okay, gotcha. Mm.
so
Well,
yeah,
no,
it's
man. It was
Mike.
don't believe these clout chasing bastards. They're clout chasers. Don't believe these
No,
people.
they're speaking like women, like a man that can prepare. Yes, they do, man. I'm telling you. Here's the other thing. Then they want to cook with you, and see and that ignites the romance sometimes.
Mhm.
Because like if you classic man, if a woman doesn't know how to make dough or make bread, if you teach her, all she wants, because then she wants, to be brutally honest, sometimes she just wants you to bring your arms around and you two start kneading. That's old school. That's the oldest trick. But then her body's up against yours, and then she starts moving with the kneading. Like, bro, man, I'm telling you, learn how to cook, bro.
Mhm.
Learn how to cook. And don't do YouTube. Get you a cookbook. I don't care if it's digital or a real one. You get you a cookbook, you read the recipes, and then you experiment.
Mhm.
This is the biggest thing there. You can cook whatever is there, but sometimes you got to experiment to your taste.
Mhm.
And then if you have your girl, y'all are doing things together and you're experimenting together. and then it really ignites your romance and it takes it to another level.
So you're saying buy her a cookbook, make her learn, and then make me
No, no,
better.
no, 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 no. You learn. Here's the thing. See, you're not getting it. Okay, I'm gonna take it like this. I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna speak a wisdom on you. You are the king. You are the king, so you are to lead, and you are to lead, so you can also teach. So if you learn, now you can teach her, and then she's going to be right up into you so much. Like the love of my life, God rest her soul, man. Um, like when I moved in with her, she didn't even know how to do laundry. She just take everything and put it all into the. I'm like, no, 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 no. I broke it down to her, whites, your towels, your sheets,
Mhm.
even your brights. You even have light brights from darker brights to colors to jeans. Like she's like, you really separate everything. I said, yes. You got to look at the fabrics.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
the point I'm saying with that is I had to teach her.
Mhm.
And why? Because I'm a king. I taught 3 daughters. Why? Because I'm a king. If you are a king, you
Mhm.
don't want to pass it off onto her. You want to, first and foremost, you want to be able to do it because God forbid you don't have a woman in your life. Guess what? You got to do it yourself. See, you say you ain't had this or that to eat. Well, if you know how to cook, you don't need a woman.
That's
That's
true.
why.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, when I cook, I don't need a woman. But now, guess what? When I have a woman in my life, if I've taught her or she knows how, then we can do it back and forth. So
Ed has big shoes to fill with Chaz gone. It says Chaz is black. Chaz left me like my dad. Oh God, he said he wasn't, but he did. But no, MSK
oh,
once burned minute rice. I don't remember doing that, but I'm pretty sure I did. Oh my God!
he
But
said, "I'm the daddy you always wanted." Damn,
that,
damn.
you guys are gay. Stop being gay. But
No, he's saying the father figure.
no,
That's
no,
not
I know what
gay.
you're saying. He's a cloud chaser. They're
Oh,
just cloud chasers, man. Good Lord, WZ. He. Oh my God, he lives in Orlando. You got Good Lord, man. Michael.
and
Oh no, hope you guys are doing pretty good. Yeah, no. We had a great show today, covering the off season for the NBA. Like I said before, more episodes will be included in this show in the future when the season starts up again. So when the
oh,
NFL
one
when the
one thing I
NFL
just want
starts
to
up.
say to you,
Oh, go ahead.
bro.
Yeah,
No, no, sorry. Shorty, you did that show with. Let her know she'll find one. You
which
just did
one?
a show. You just did a show with a female. You even said to her, "Oh, well, because I was sick." You was like the coach. He didn't do the show. It was last week.
Oh, I remember you're talking about the black chick.
Yes.
Yeah, she is gonna be on the show again. The problem is she doesn't really have like the best streaming stuff. She's trying to use her iPad now, so
Hmm. I'm just saying. Tell her the coach said she's a beautiful woman. Just let her know. That's all I have to say, man. So I saw her. I was like, "Whoa, she's beautiful." So, but I appreciate y'all.
I like my women like I like my ice cream white.
Look, you like it white. I don't like. I don't care what it is. I like all
It could be
flavors,
a
man.
taco. I like me some tacos. You know.
Look, I like all flavors, man. Cause see, I don't want to say this back in the day, but I mean, the experience when you had multiple races all at one time. See, look at the face, bro. Like,
Well,
like, like, like
in ice cream
Pipology
terms, there is
101. So,
Napoleon. You had some Napoleon. You know. There's some straw. There's definitely some
exactly.
pink in there.
Some chocolate, some vanilla, some pink.
Ugh.
You get a little bit of lemon that you sprinkle on top too. That you get a nice little lemony
The
flavor in
color.
there. So for your yellow in there. So I mean, come on, player. I mean, pimping
Ugh.
ain't easy, man. They when they said that pimping ain't easy. So
Yeah,
and,
hey,
and
sometimes I get rejected by guys. If I'm getting rejected by threes, we're all cooked. Just happens. No guy is above getting rejected. It just you go through life, you talk to women. I was just for guys as a peak piece of advice. Don't even try to sleep with a girl when you talk to her. Just talk to her.
thank you.
That's it.
Have a
I don't expect
conversation.
guys to be women. Like a lot of guys keep talking about as they're trying to sleep with them. Some of these women are married, they have
Well,
kids. Just talk to them like a normal person. That's it.
when you talk to most women like they're normal and you don't talk to them like like your eyes are looking strictly at their boobs, so they know that all you're doing is trying to set it up because you want the draws, where if you're talking to them, looking them in the eyes and having serious genuine conversation, and you walk away and they're like, "You didn't even hit on me." I've had that happen. They're like, "You didn't hit on me. Why? Why was I supposed to hit on you?" Because most
Yeah.
guys do. Well, we were having a nice conversation. I respect you. I respect, who you are. I mean, then I also hit on, I'm also a dad and I have daughters, so I know how to respect a woman.
Mhm.
So, would I want some group of guys going after my mom and treating her like a sex object? No. But sometimes it also works to where you end up friends. Sometimes it works where you end up in the bed.
Yeah.
So,
They don't call me
you're right.
BBC. They don't call me BBC King, Stroke King for no reason. But yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode. Oh
Oh man, you
God,
taking it school days, daddy long stroke.
God,
Okay.
man. Hey, what? I can't say anything on YouTube. We'll get in trouble. But hey, they call me Stroke King for a reason. No, guys, I'm all these all jokes. But no, in all seriousness, I've had better experiences talking to women when you just talk to them. Like you just
Hmm.
talk to them like they're normal people. You have no intention of sleeping with them. And it also clears your mind too. You're not always thinking about some sort of like ultimate end goal. It's just you have a regular conversation. That's it. And nothing happens. You know what's crazy? You learn how to get better talking
Oh
to them.
shit. I'm
Well, thank you
sorry.
guys for checking out this episode of the
Oh
Cloud9
wow.
Podcast. We'll have more episodes in the show in the future when the NFL starts up again, and then when the NBA starts again. I'm
Oh
gonna try and
man.
have more episodes based around League of Legends when I can. Um, yeah, getting women ain't easy, and being a wrist master is hard. We'll see you guys later. Make sure you guys go and check out Coach's YouTube channel, follow him on Twitter, check out the Hardcore Sports Network, and we will see you guys on the next one.